Come on in, sit right down. Keep your hands up, keep your chin down. Shut the door. Time to go with Randy Harrison. Knockout Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, Knockout Radio with Randy Harris is about to start. So get ready for the best MMA talk, games, interviews, prizes, and surprises anywhere. For Knockout Radio, I'm the voice, Ray Flores. And now, here's Knockout Radio.
Hey-o. Hey, everybody.
Yo, maniacs. Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
Have to be honest, and it's now been a couple days. It's still not real.
Yeah.
It's still shocking. The 10 bells will be run every hour as a group because I put out, do we do the 10 bells for each person that passed away last week? It was a busy week with the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
You know, our good friend Tommy passed away, Ryan Sandberg.
Yeah. Pee Wee Herman.
Not Pee Wee Herman?
Paul Rubin passed away this morning, age 70.
We might want to check anything coming out of your mouth. We need to make
Look
sure.
Look it up, Ed. Like he's our intel scout.
Have better things to do than look up Pee Wee.
I mean, if we're going to do a tribute, we should go somewhere else.
Wow. Well, it continues, you know, but
it's the era, right? I mean, it's the age, you know, you reach 70, although
let me say this first and foremost, people die every day.
Of course.
You know, I did a thing, I put a post up about Terry and what makes him, well, he is different, you know, and we'll bounce around and stuff. We'll be a downer for a little while. Very excited about hour number 2, Catherine Bell coming on, who will be here this weekend at the Tampa Bay Comic Convention. The MC of the convention, Chris Provost, will be on. Also talk about his YouTube, which is pretty cool. He tells secrets of like parks.
Okay.
You know, there's speakeasies at all these parks. There's this, there's that.
Or like Disney and like Busch Gardens.
Yeah, all of them. Well, nationwide, maybe even worldwide.
Okay.
But he does do a lot of Disney. And since I'm going next week, I figured I would ask him. A couple UFCs scheduled for hour number 3. I don't believe in, and everybody, when I tell these stories, people are like, well, obviously you do believe in. And I'm like, I don't. But these things happen a lot, what I'm about to explain to you.
Okay.
I think I've told the story about my granddaughter, which, you know, I'm sure I'll tell it sometime over the next 3 hours. Is it karma? Is it a coincidence? Is it, who knows? So with my memory depleting as quickly as it is, I'm always like making notes. I'm always like right away putting stuff in the car to bring. So I happened to watch, is his name Pierce Morgan?
Yeah.
Is that his name? So he was doing a big thing with about Terry. 3 guests, Vince Russo, heavily involved in wrestling. I really don't remember the middle person, and Bubba the Love Sponge was on.
Okay.
And so I really tuned in more because of Bubba, and, you know, we've done so much in the past and blah, 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 blah. So we'll talk about everything that went on. But I hate that I have to do this because things that Bubba said is what you've been saying for a couple of years now.
Okay.
As you go in and out of your, I want to be famous, I want to be a legend, I want to, and it'll never happen. But then you come into, I was with Terry yesterday and seeing the way that he's a puppet and how he's treated and how he's this and how he's that. Bubba said in his opinion, now the guy in the middle took offense to it, and Bubba, you know, came back and said, let me clarify. I'm not saying it was wrong. I'm just saying I believe if Terry didn't have obligations, like after the surgery, the doctor told him, allegedly, lay low, don't do, be careful. And the next day he's out hawking the beer. You know, he's out doing the things, the wrestling company that he was just started, that so many people invested in him and that he couldn't slow down. And Bubba believes that helped We're not going to say that cause,
Of course.
but that was a big cause of what happened last week.
So, okay. So I've been public with this. You know this. Like Terry told me his dream was to have 2 beach chairs, a cooler full of beer, and no oversight, no control, no script, no producers, no narrative, no sponsor. Just whoever sits down, it's him and a person he doesn't know talking about whatever they want to talk about. That's freedom.
That's what you told me.
That's freedom.
And I believe that he told you that.
He did.
No, I'll let you get back into your thing, but here's my counterpoint.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do the beer.
Sure. No. He owned his own creative at the end of his life. When this happened in 2017, when I was really training with them and saw him all the time.
Before you pissed him off.
Before I upset him. Like, listen, but he gave me a chance to kick tires, see behind the curtain, to see what the life really was. And then he let me off the hook with grace, and he didn't hold it against me to where he was like, hey, you wasted my time. But he let me walk away. And it really came from that conversation about raising his children in the spotlight, what he would do different, because my daughters were 3 and 5 at the time. And I was really concerned about what it would do to their life in the public spotlight. And that's why I walked away.
Okay.
I'm dead serious.
No, I know that.
But I funded all of my own career. Everything I did was out of my own dime. I paid my own travel, my own accommodations. So I never had to put myself in the situation where I was owned or controlled by a conglomerate or a PR firm or a management team, even though it was easy money if I did. I could have easily signed away my IP and been on a schedule and doing events and here and there. But at what cost? And the cost was too great to me personally, and that's when I stepped away.
Well, again, this isn't about you.
I know it's not, but he let me see what the life ahead of me would have been.
And that's all I'm saying is that whether you would have or wouldn't have is
but they did the same
story.
thing to Bushwhacker Luke. I mean, as soon as he got out of the hospital, they struck him on a plane, went to do a tour around New Zealand with his partner Butch, just to milk as much money as they can at signings and comic conventions and other places.
But again, and I'm doing point counterpoint, even at 2017, Terry didn't have to do. Financially, he didn't have to.
Financially didn't, but he didn't own Hulk Hogan at the time.
No, I understand
Vince
that.
still owned it, the WWE.
When did the whole Bubba thing go down? When did the video? When was that?
That was before I was involved.
Okay, well, and I know it, and it took years and years and years, but I think Bubba said the money that he got, he didn't have to do anything else.
I agree.
You know, you get caught up in that. That's your life. That's been his life since absolutely day one.
For sure.
And he wasn't a friend of mine. You know, he was a friend of yours. He was an acquaintance. He was cool to me every time I met him. And it still is kind of like surreal to me. And I said to my son the other day, I said, the closest that I can compare, I mean, there's been friends of mine that have passed away. There have been famous people that I know that have passed away. This is Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
And again, it's not like we were friends. I mean, Randy and I were friends.
Sure.
And it didn't hit me as strongly. You know, and I'm not getting crazy. I'm not emotional and stuff like some people are who were very good friends with him. And then my son, I go, this is the biggest. And my son's like, well, what about the Pope? And I go, well, that's not.
He's a wrestler?
Yeah.
I've never seen the Pope wrestle.
You should see him wrestle. He's a ground and pound guy.
All male league, I assume. All male wrestling.
But I can't imagine a bigger icon.
Yeah.
You know, and Vince Russo said, and I believe this, you can't go anywhere in the world.
It's facts.
That people wouldn't know who Hulk Hogan is.
Well, I told
they may not know who Terry Bollea is.
So I was at the oldest pizzeria in the world in Naples, Italy. I asked the guy if I could make a pizza. He told me no. I told him I was the pizza diet inventor. He didn't care. He didn't speak English. I showed him a picture through my Instagram to show him the pizza diet. It scrolls up and it sees Terry's face. It sees Hogan. He looks, he goes, "Your friend?" I said, "Yes." He takes my phone. He shows it to everyone in his restaurant.
Against the wall.
He opens up his kitchen. He lets me come in, and I got to cook a pizza in the oldest pizzeria in the world, Pizza Antica, because Hulk Hogan was recognized by the Italian 7th generation owner who knew Hulk Hogan in Italy. That's how big of a star Hulk Hogan was globally.
All right, so let me tell you the coincidence, karma, whatever. So I just recently watched that yesterday, I think it was, maybe the day before. I don't remember. I think it was yesterday on the way to the night practice. I listened to the remaining part when Bubba said about he believes he'd still be alive. He had obligations. He hit the thing of the beer thing. He, had to do with the wrestling thing. And I swear to you, I don't swear on many things. Okay. I swear this is what happened. So I'm trying to burn it into my mind. I'm on US 19 driving to the studio, and I'm trying to burn it into my mind to remember to talk about that. Because, once the show gets going, we go different directions, and, then I forget, and then I get in the car and driving home. I'm like, damn, guess what song came on the air?
Real American.
No, worse or better. I got to look it up because I don't even know the name of it. And luckily I took a screenshot. First I had to, Spotify, Shazam. Okay. So first I had to Shazam it because I don't know the name of it.
Okay.
And I don't know who sings it.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Ironic. Okay. What's the most ironic song could be other than Hogan's? The song came on. It's A Long Way to the Top. I guess it's by AC/DC, which is Bubba's lead in.
Oh, wow.
That's Bubba's song that he starts and ends the show with.
Okay.
Or at least ends. I don't know if he starts with it. Again, karma, weird. It's crazy. The second that I started thinking about, I got to make sure I bring this up. I got to give this idiot to my right a little credit because this is what you mentioned years and years and years ago. And the only reason why I remembered is because I was able to take the screenshot of Shazam.
So speaking of Bubba, I mean, you were a part of the network. I remember when I first joined Knockout Radio, we would do the shows over in South Tampa. He had a cage set up. He had a MMA, and look, I've seen people comment online, the Hulk Hogan fans are the original UFC fans. Like people who loved wrestling, who loved Hulk, they migrated over to MMA.
They did, but they were wrestling fans. All right, let's try to stay on schedule. We'll continue. Yeah. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about the man, Terry Bollea, and the legend in Hulk Hogan. Where I stand with that word legend. So we will continue talking about the legend in Hulk Hogan when we return. This is Knockout Radio.
Yo, maniacs. Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
Got bills and looking for work, but nobody is hiring? Staff Zone is, as the leading provider of commercial construction, industrial, and special event staffing throughout the Southeast, Texas, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and many other locations. Staff Zone has plenty of work for you, and they need you now. Don't wait. Go to www.staffzone.com and find a branch closest to you. Work today, get paid today. That's the Staff Zone way.
You're hungry. Where do you go to eat?
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
You want to have a drink? Where do you go?
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Having a get-together with the guys from the softball team? Where do you do it?
That's right, Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Located at 1320 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, right across from Tropicana Field. Berg's is the best place to take the whole family for food and fun. Going to a Rays game? Have dinner before the game at Berg's, and after the Rays win, come and celebrate with all your friends at Berg's, right across from the Trop. So come down and see Berg and the whole gang at Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Say goodbye to outdated equipment and welcome the latest smart technology into your home. With Cool Breeze AC, you can effortlessly control the temperature and create the perfect environment from anywhere at any time. Call Cool Breeze today at 727-954-3605. Check out fantasypets.com, where fantasy meets cutting-edge technology. We create breathtaking 3D printed fantasy creatures that captivate hearts and minds, from the T-Rex to the dragons and the shark to the crocodile. Every fantasy pet is a testament to our dedication and precision and quality. You can request custom designs and bulk pricing as well. Go to fantasypets.com. That's fantasypets.com.
8 Man Strong is not simply about the biggest or strongest. It's about those who have survived true lows, suffered, faced demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you're bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8-man strong.
Yo, maniacs, Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
I don't know how long it's going to take to sink in. It's kind of like I'm in a dream, and the same thing when Elvis Presley, passed. It's just weird, and it's just strange. And the legend that he was, I know all of the different wrestling organizations have been giving him, I hate to say it in your words, his flowers.
Yeah.
Which he was getting, before. But it's just weird.
But look at the amount of hate that he's generated.
Absolutely,
online,
absolutely.
And I was out at Saturday. I wore this jersey today for you, Randy. One, because 76 was the year of the Buccaneers' inaugural season. 50 years of bringing back the creamsicle. I was at Ray J on Saturday with Titus O'Neil at his backpack giveaway event, being a Florida Gator and a wrestler. Two big superstar wrestlers in the same community. And when the racial issue came out with Hogan, they had to be professionals. But I don't know how their friendship ended up. I don't know at the end, was there ever like a real brotherhood between Titus and Terry?
I don't know, but there have been a lot of wrestlers, and I don't know what a lot is. One of the Dudley boys, African-American. Is he African? I don't know. Maybe a Black American.
Yeah.
Well, I've had people that work with my wife at the hospital who they're offended.
Yeah.
When you say African American, he goes, "I'm not an American. I'm African." So whatever. Sure. But the Dudley boys, like, he was nothing but nice to me. He was nothing, and that's honestly where, all these people, and I say it all the time because of stories in my personal life that you're very familiar with, the brother thing, the family thing, the this thing, the that thing. If you're really family, you know the truth, whether it's the word that was said, whether it's the actions that he, you, I, anybody has ever done, for somebody to think you're, what's the saying, thick as thieves, tight as this, whatever.
Titus O'Neil.
Huh?
Titus O'Neil. No, I don't.
Titus O'Neil.
Titus O'Neil. Okay. How close are you? Oh, we're Titus O'Neil.
Okay. To now one video comes out. If you've said it once and caught on video, you've obviously used the word, the reference, the this, that, the other. First and foremost, let's be honest. I seriously doubt that's the only time. I mean, we don't know.
Right, we
don't know.
Sure.
But the person.
But
I'm
it was
saying if you know the person.
But it was enough to make him, get removed from the Hall of Fame.
No, for
the
sure.
WWE took action.
Yeah.
It was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Is it the same big deal in today's modern world? Like if it happened today as opposed to 10 years ago or what have you?
Yeah, I think it's the same because of the word.
You think so?
I think.
Are we getting past that though?
No.
I mean, there was a white guy like Forgiato Blow, your boy, like from here. They're like the white boys. They got a rap group. They're using the N word like all over the place, right? Yeah. I mean, those guys, these white rappers.
Well, I still think they get a lot of kickback, feedback, whatever. But at least it's in song. I watched a thing the other day. I watched this English guy that does these talk shows. And really, it's my favorite show. And I've never really watched it other than the reels that are on there. And Elton John was on.
Okay.
And they were talking about whatever Eminem's real name is.
Marshall Mathers.
Okay, about Marshall.
Yeah.
And Elton jumped right in. He goes, hold on. Marshall is not homophobic. He sings about people that are homophobic. Okay. I've been around him. I can tell you. And then he tells the story. He goes, I think he said about for his wedding, Marshall sent them a gift and he opened it up. And I hope I can say this on the air. So maybe get the button just in case, but I think you can. They both got solid gold cock rings. And Elton just laughed he goes, it was the funniest thing ever. And that proves that,
the old rocket man.
Just because, you say this or you do this doesn't necessarily mean you're homophobic, you're you're racist. In my opinion, everybody has their own opinion.
Sure.
So yes, I think if somebody of that stature, could you imagine a president saying it? Could you imagine?
What if Obama? What if he's like playing basketball and just dropping in bombs, like hitting a jumper in the face and talking trash? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why is it because of like the job you have? It's expected versus not. I mean, one person's a musician, one person's an athlete, one person's.
I don't know, but I think he would get away with it.
Obama?
Yeah,
for sure he would.
Trump wouldn't.
Yeah. Huh?
Trump wouldn't.
I think Trump could. Clinton definitely could. Clinton was for the people, man. Like Clinton's the closest we've ever had to a black president.
I'm not touching any of this. We went off. All right. We're going to continue talking at least for the next half an hour with the 10 bells and such, but a couple other people that we do want to talk about and recognize. One very close to the show, very close to the combat world, very close to BKFC. He was the owner. He ran Billboard Mats. And I met Tommy because you were hustling while you were hustling and found side jobs while you had a job.
Listen, I can go as media and get in for free, or I can get paid to be in the ring.
Hey, and what did I tell you when you said it?
Like, it was a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. Like, give me the credential back
pass,
and go to work. Tommy fought hard. And I don't know what form of cancer, but passed away a couple of days ago to cancer. And, he's definitely going to be missed. I mean, there's no doubt.
Yeah, this was tough. I mean, Hogan was great to me for a lot of things, but Hogan never invested in me.
Well, no, he invested in you.
I mean, he invested his time and his knowledge and experiences. And
let's be honest, and I'm not digging on one or the other, Terry's time is probably more valuable
because he
financially.
He made me avoid major mistakes that I was probably going to voluntarily make myself.
Sure. So, to compare financial.
You're right. Like Tommy was a guy who, he was so charitable, and he provided so much for me to travel, to take my family with me. He didn't make me leave my family at home to travel to states to do my job.
Can I tell the world what he told me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Which is going to basically rip you.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
But, so as he was doing all this for you, a couple times, and this, hey, Tommy, I'd love to have you involved in the show. Hey, Tommy, I'd love to get involved, obviously to bring in a sponsor and he goes, no, I respect you too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, what does that mean? So you don't respect Matt and everybody else where you're investing in them? No, I respect you too much.
No, but my family got the benefit of it.
Sure.
They got to travel the country. They got to go to national parks, Yellowstone and across the country and be a part of the BKFC. And, so for those opportunities and memories, my children are the biggest beneficiary of his kindness.
Can I just jump in for a second? Because we have one of these trash news shows on. Chuck Schumer attacks GOP for wanting voter ID at polls.
It's so, I mean, you talk about wrestling being scripted. I mean, politics is the worst fake scripted event of all time.
GOP doesn't want poor people to vote. No, if they have a voter's ID card, vote.
It's so crazy. But
anyway,
we're back to Tommy, man. He had a heart of gold. He called Feldman. I was on the live stream at the BKFC show yesterday. Feldman was on. He did a tribute to Tommy. Tommy called him 3 weeks ago, but Feldman admittedly called himself his own asshole. He's like, you know what? I was so busy and I just didn't call him back, and now he passed, and I feel like a complete asshole for it. But in my opinion, and I know we differ, I know we vary, but when we rolled into small towns in the beginning, Biloxi, Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, these small little towns like Wichita, Kansas, and Omaha, Nebraska, Tommy would buy out the bars. He would bring hundreds of mats and give out promotional material to just strangers and random people that live in those small little communities. And as the BKFC would go to Biloxi and then 6 months later come back to Biloxi, those people showed out. And his influence in making that sport popularized, I think he doesn't get enough credit for what he did. I don't think the resources he invested, the time, the excitement, he was a rolling freight train of excitement when he came into a town. And we're going to miss him dearly, and the sport will never be the same without him.
I agree. Someone else who passed away, not a friend of the show, not a friend, but a legend as well, Ryne Sandberg, who had been sick as well. And I'm in one of these Facebook things with something through the mail, where they send off for autographs, and sometimes they send money, sometimes they're told not to. And up until very recently, Ryne Sandberg was signing autographs for free, I believe, and returning it, et cetera, et cetera. So he was one of the good guys, one of the great players. And for those people that don't know, he was a throw-in on a trade back in the day. He was with the Philadelphia Phillies, and a trade, I believe, was Larry Boa for Ivan DeJesus. And they threw Ryne Sandberg in just to complete the deal. Mm-hmm. And then obviously, of the three, one's in the Hall of Fame. And that's Ryne Sandberg.
Yeah, legendary career.
So
second base.
We will think about him. We'll raise the W as they do in Chicago after victory. Again, not a big Ozzy Osbourne guy. Didn't watch the show. Couldn't tell you 2 songs that Ozzy sings.
Right.
I know the Crazy Train because it's played all the time at $1.
Sure.
It's John Robinson's ringtone. I guess his funeral was today online, and obviously people could check it out and thoughts, obviously with his fans, his family, and such as well.
And don't go too far because, Pee Wee Herman. I mean, Paul Rubin.
You just told me.
So, I mean, are we going to give him flowers? I mean, look, he was a pop icon.
All X-rated stores are in mourning right now.
Well, here's the thing. What are you supposed to do at a nightclub? I mean, what did he really get in trouble for? Doing what the service sells?
Well, I don't think it was a nightclub. I thought
strip club.
No.
It's adult entertainment.
Yeah, no. I believe that's no.
He was caught masturbating inside of a club, right?
No.
Really?
No.
Was that an adult bookstore?
Yes, I believe it was a bookstore.
But what else are you going to do there? That's what it's for.
I'm not saying it's wrong.
It's a business.
And it's really not exposing yourself if you did it in one of those booths. So it's
closed. Do it at Publix. I mean, it's not like out in public. You're not at the park.
I think it just threw people that it was Pee Wee Herman, who does, it's just you don't expect. And yeah, he took a lot of grief, and I'm sure that it tainted his career, at least momentarily.
We're staying in. Come on.
Oh.
Okay, rest in peace.
Oh, my God.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
What am I going to do?
What do you mean to say? What I'm going to say, give him his credit because he was a huge star. He had a popular show. I mean, PB's Playhouse was iconic.
It was.
Growing up as a kid, that was the jam.
Never watched it, but it was.
And he was like this wild, crazy guy.
This is how excited I am for the top of the hour. I don't watch many things.
Yeah.
I'm very consistent, whatever it's called, in your ways. It's always the same thing.
Set in your ways.
So I'm set in my
Old
ways.
Dog, new trick.
I watch the same show. I've watched Law and Order over and over and over. And guess what? Over and over.
You don't get bored with it?
No, you never get bored with it, right? I watch it all the time. Well, back in the day, 2 of the shows that we would watch every week, nonstop, JAG, Army Wives.
Okay.
And The Star coming up in about 31 minutes. So I'm very excited about Catherine Bell. So, all right, we are at the bottom of the hour. Let's hit this break, and we will continue reminiscing
I got more
about...
death. I got more death after the break. Another. A big
not
one.
me.
It's a big one.
It's not me. I'm still
not
here.
Yet.
Not yet. We'll be right back.
Yo, maniacs. Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
8 Man Strong is not simply about the biggest or strongest. It's about those who have survived true lows, suffered, faced demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you're bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8 Man Strong.
Rhino Cards, located at 406 11th Avenue North in St. Petersburg, is your one-stop card collection facility, specializing in all sports, Pokemon, Star Wars, and of course, Knockout Radio's favorite, the UFC cards. If you're looking to purchase, sell, or trade, then Rhino Cards is the place for you. Details are coming on some very awesome UFC card giveaways, thanks to Rhino Cards as well. That's Rhino Cards, conveniently located in St. Petersburg. on 4th Street and 11th Avenue North.
This is Randy Harris for Mick for Hair at Got Split End Salon in Pinellas Park, our official hair care and grooming provider who caters to everyone, women, men, kids, and senior citizens in an affordable, upscale environment staffed with the most talented professionals in the business. Visit Mick for Hair at Got Split Ends today at 4376 Park Boulevard in Pinellas Park, or call them at 727-290-9873.
Experience the charming Country Depot gift shop located in the heart of downtown Brooksville, located at 36 North Broad Street. From sports memorabilia to antiques, from handbags to one-of-a-kind art and decor, the Country Depot has it all. Check them out at countrydepot.com, Country Depot on Facebook, or stop by the store at 36 North Broad Street in downtown Brooksville.
The once-a-year event is back. Tampa Bay Comic Convention is coming your way August 1st through the 3rd. Join the ultimate 3-day pop culture experience where you can meet your favorite celebrities, explore an immersive vendor hall, hear special guests share stories, and connect with a community that shares your passion. Tampa Bay Comic Convention is the perfect place to bring your family, make new friends, and share unforgettable moments with fellow fans. Save on tickets now with promo code MAGIC at TampaBayComicConvention.com.
Yo, maniacs, Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
I guess the line is don't ever say never. Oh, today, right now is my favorite time of the day.
Okay, what is that?
12:34.
Why is that? Is Leslie Lacey here?
No. No, 12:34. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's my favorite time of the day.
I got to tell you this story about Terry that just happened over the weekend. I was kind of disgusted with it. When I went out Saturday, parts of downtown Clearwater were closed off, and I didn't know what was going on. And turns out that the transfer of Terry's remains or body was going through downtown Clearwater. Now, I was sitting there at a light, and I noticed that along the route, there was some FHP officers with their lights on. And then going across the road, an intersection, are 6 motorcycle FHP guys, and then a big long white hearse, and then the big black limousine behind. I figured, well, that's got to be him. So I thought they took a lot of back roads as well, the whole thing was, I guess, him going from the hospital to home was secretive, and I guess it kept up that way. They didn't want a whole lot of hoopla. Anyway, I saw that, and I thought, well, that's that's nice. I don't know if a tribute, but there's not many people that your remains get an escort for Florida Highway Patrol, and he deserved it. So I just wanted to let you know that I went into a place at about 10 o'clock Saturday night to stop off to have a nightcap. And this woman sitting next to me strikes up conversation, whatever. And we were talking about change. And I said, yeah, well, a lot of things change. I said, Hulk Hogan passed away. And she rolled her eyes. And I looked at her and I said, well, and I told her the story about, she looked at me and she goes, that's a bit much, isn't it, for one person, really? Can we do better things? And I thought, and then this is the same woman that argued with the bartender about her 50-cent discount on her drink because she didn't get it. And the bartender was getting frustrated. When the woman finally, when I ignored her, got up and left, I looked at the bartender and I said, as bad as my months have been these recently, it could be worse. I could go home to that every night.
Right.
And I just thought, somebody that has that perspective, when you talk about haters, just, you got no knowledge of the situation. I mean, the guy was Clearwater, for crying out loud.
Tampa Bay.
Let's say that too. I know, but he resided here. And why did they take the statue down on the beach?
Probably people were going to sign it or autograph it or steal it.
I was wondering, so it's kind of hard to put that in your pocket and run.
Yeah, but somebody's going to try.
But still, I mean,
can we get better? Hold on. Can we get better security here at the station?
Yeah.
Seriously. You just let anybody just walk in.
I told you to lock the door, double lock it.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, I just thought that, when we were talking about haters and stuff like that some people just hate,
They hate, right. Even if they have a reason they hate.
I mean, you know, the guy. Listen, tax because it was Florida Highway Patrol. Taxpayers didn't pay for that. Florida Highway Patrol, when you hire them for traffic duty, that's private.
Right.
So shut up.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, and I don't know who was over at the Clearwater High School at 11:55 on the way in today, but every entrance around the school was roped off. Every police car, they had VIP parking, they had signs. Somebody is in town. I don't know if it's Trump or somebody big.
Yeah, Trump or down the roads would be shut down.
But I saw more sheriffs in one block.
He's
than I've ever
he's
seen.
in Ireland anyway.
What makes me sick, so I'm sure we've all seen every piece of memorabilia is popping up. Facebook, Instagram, whatever. So me being me, and I did it on time. Oh, hey, Leslie.
Oh, welcome to the show. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Guys?
Did you see any of that police escorts over there?
She's the one that got it, so she could get here only an hour late. But anyway, let me just finish this real quick. So there was a T-shirt company that had a Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan emblem, making reference to his death, the whole 9 yards. And so me being me, I sent him a message. I'm just curious. Tell me about the shirt. Like, where's the money going? How many people just are doing this to make money?
Oh, for sure. It's a money grab.
It is a money grab. You know, one of the sites that I'm on, just because I like to track, what stuff's being sold for and whatever, they forbid anything being sold for 30 days after that person dies.
Well, you also have copyright infringements
No,
too.
for sure.
It takes care of that.
Well, on the T-shirts, not necessarily the selling of the cards.
You can't sell an image of them on the T-shirt.
Well, they're doing it.
Well, not for long.
Well, again, by the time they get caught, how many have they sold?
Yeah, and by the time it goes to the legal system,
go to any concert. Back in the day, the UFC, they used to be out there trying to get people to stop. I would watch them stop somebody on Avenue A, and they would just walk over to Avenue C.
Well,
and
just
sell
like
the shirts.
NFL home games, you got people out there selling bootleg jerseys until they're shut down.
Right.
Like the one I'm wearing.
That's not bootleg.
Oh, okay. But no, speaking of old memorabilia coming back to life, Dan Caldwell from Tap Out, known as Punk Ass, he recently discovered that there was a photograph of Arizona Diamondback pitcher Randy Johnson wearing a Tap Out shirt, standing next to Ozzy Osbourne. That surfaced with Ozzy's passing, and Dan didn't know that existed. He didn't know that athletes were wearing his brand back when he was selling shirts out of a trunk. And Tap Out was just specific to UFC, and had a small niche audience, but it branched out into Major League Baseball.
They were specific to MMA.
For sure.
Well, you said UFC.
But UFC is the only player back then, wasn't it?
No, there were small organizations. There was,
Really?
Let's welcome 41 minutes and 30 seconds late.
It was 30. I've been sitting here for 9 minutes.
No, 9 minutes.
9.5 minutes.
In the car saying, how do I walk in?
So just sort of elaborating on
what's
you're
the weather
saying.
like outside?
The weather now, it's great.
What's traffic like? I mean, that's what you do.
Traffic's great.
Okay.
But last night there was a pretty intense electrical severe thunderstorm
Hold on. Listen to this excuse. Listen.
Listen.
Okay.
So, no, it's true.
Yeah, listen.
And it knocked out my Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And so Alexa wakes me up. Okay. And so she freaking bailed on me because I don't have Wi-Fi. I didn't get the alarm. And then I woke up and that's why my hair is kind of still wet. So why was I sleeping in so late? Well, because I'm a weather nerd and there was a freaking tsunami, as you know, and I couldn't,
Russia.
The tsunami, the earthquake was in Russia.
Oh, yeah.
It was, I think it last check 8.7, possibly 8.8. And then so there was a tsunami warning, and a friend of mine was in Hawaii and stuff. So I was up all night. I couldn't pull away from the TV. So I was up all night, 4 a.m. watching this tsunami, waiting for these waves to come in.
Have you ever sat
in California
through an earthquake?
You don't sit through it.
Sure,
you shake through it.
No, you're still sitting.
I've never been in one. Never.
So
no, you're not sitting. You're running. Have you been through an earthquake?
Yeah. Well,
you sat through an earthquake.
Well, what it was. Hold on. So it was an earthquake. I mean, but it wasn't at the base of the earthquake.
At the epicenter.
So no. We were at a concert in
Okay.
Las Vegas.
Okay.
We were seeing Jimmy Denning. We were watching
year?
Tenors of Rock. I don't know, 4 years ago, 5 years
Oh,
ago, 3
okay.
years ago.
All right.
I mean, recently.
Okay.
And we're in the concert. You know, we're at great seats because obviously the mates are friends. And I believe it was during Desperado. I believe that was what they were singing. And we looked up and the rafters were shaking. And I looked at my wife and my daughter looked at me and I looked at Jimmy and they're just singing like nothing. And we're like, something is going on.
Yeah,
It was
because
an
that song's not going to
earthquake.
shake the rafters. It's not like,
Well,
take it easy or something.
No, it was good, but the earthquake was in California.
Yeah.
And we
yeah.
felt it.
Yeah.
And it was weird. I can't
Yeah.
imagine being there in it because we were how many hundreds of miles away? How far is Vegas from?
250 or something about,
Crazy.
Yeah.
Don't sit through it.
I have the same story in Vegas. But
Well, it's not the same because you were not at the concert.
You're right.
with
It
us.
is not the same story. But in 1994, the 94 earthquake hit in Northridge, California, which is LA County. Okay. It was devastating. People were killed. The epicenter was in a mall where I had my business. My business was destroyed. And I was trying to get out of the house in LA. I was in West Hollywood. And all these freeways completely came down. It was complete destruction all over Los Angeles County. So then after that, it was a Martin Luther King, January 17th, 94. There kept coming the rolling aftershocks that would come, and they would still be 7 points and 6 points and stuff. They were huge. So we fled to Vegas and we stayed in the what's the one with the top, the pyramid one, the
Luxor?
Egyptian, the Luxor. And it was almost brand new. So I got a room there and I got there and they're like, I'm sorry, but we're out of rooms. The only room we have available is at the top of the pyramid. And Warren Beatty was checking out. So I got this insane suite. And then an aftershock was so big, I felt it at the top of the Luxor. It was crazy. That's my story. And my foot got broken in that earthquake too.
I think Ed has a story too.
Yeah,
No, I was just
Ed?
Trying to stay awake.
I've never been in
They're horrifying.
I've never been in an earthquake. I mean, if you're walking down the street, it hits you, you fall down. I mean, does it rock you off your feet?
No.
It rocks you like a hurricane.
Well, yeah. And what was the big one during the World Series that one year?
Yeah, 89. That was the Giants
89, 88,
Giants.
something like that.
Yeah, and that's the one that the bridge. All
Yeah,
those people,
they
the
collapsed.
bridge, yeah,
The overpasses collapsed.
That was
and everything.
devastating.
Was that the Battle of the Bay? Is that the Oakland A's and the Giants?
I'll tell you, if that 94 earthquake had not been at 4 a.m. or 4:30 in the morning, it was on a holiday, a big mall holiday, and the epicenter was near the Northridge Mall. Okay, so the Northridge Mall looked like God had put his thumb on it, then there would have been a lot more people who were killed. I think there was 30 something people who were killed, but it was at, again, 4 a.m. in the morning. If that thing had been at 9 a.m., you would have had 10 freeways were affected. It was horrible.
And people talk about it. You living in Florida, you got a hurricane. At least we get warnings. We've got time to prepare. Even tornadoes, you don't have time to prepare, but earthquakes,
A little bit of time.
I mean,
you get the
boom.
warning. Yeah, no earthquake.
You have no
So
warning.
what happens is you start to see things shake, like Randy said, a little
Like
bit of shake.
Parkinson's?
Right now,
Yes.
while you're
Like
shaking,
neurological.
it's because we're past our break time. So,
His insulin's low.
this story is going to take forever. So let's hit this break.
Randy doesn't have much time left.
And
Don't waste it.
we'll
I'll
be
tell it
right
to the
back.
camera.
Don't waste it.
Yo, maniacs! Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
Got bills and looking for work, but nobody is hiring? Staff Zone is, as the leading provider of commercial construction, industrial, and special event staffing throughout the Southeast, Texas, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and many other locations. Staff Zone has plenty of work for you, and they need you now. Don't wait. Go to www.staffzone.com and find a branch closest to you. Work today, get paid today. That's the Staff Zone way.
You're hungry. Where do you go to eat? Berg Sports Bar and Grill. You want to have a drink? Where do you go? Berg Sports Bar and Grill. Having a get-together with the guys from the softball team? Where do you do it? That's right, Berg Sports Bar and Grill. Located at 1320 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, right across from Tropicana Field. Berg's is the best place to take the whole family for food and fun. Going to a Rays game? Have dinner before the game at Berg's, and after the Rays win, come and celebrate with all your friends at Berg's. right across from the Trop. So come down and see Ferg and the whole gang at Ferg Sports Bar and Grill.
Ferg Sports Bar and Grill.
8 Man Strong is not simply about the biggest or strongest. It's about those who have survived true lows, suffered, faced demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you're bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8 Man Strong.
Yo, maniacs! Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
All right, we're back hanging out here in studio. So we did a dry run of your future.
I thought it was great. I liked it a lot.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I did.
Changing backdrops and going digital.
Yeah, I love
I did
how
it from my house. I had no pants on.
Randy put himself in like some multi-billion-dollar house in the background. Like that's where he was sitting.
Well, that's where I'll be doing it from, my brother's house more often.
But the good thing is we can do it from anywhere. Do it from Brazil. Do it from top of the pyramid in Vegas.
So hopefully, we're going to do a couple more practice runs. We're going to intertwine with the radio station, do some calls that way. We'll do some videos that way.
And we can do it all week long. Like if somebody has a time slot available.
Yeah, because the
Monday
both of you are on time when you know. I can imagine how on time you're going to be on short notice.
How can you be late when you're already home?
Yeah, that's right, man.
Like I'm already
you
there.
said, you just put a shirt on,
I
man.
live there. No shirt. That's the point. Like
You got to do the shirt.
Shirtless.
Come on, you got to do this. Well, you can do
She'll
shirtless. I
sleep
can't.
through the tsunami and you'll be running around with no clothes on.
That's my Pee Wee Herman tribute.
Mecca Lecca High.
Was out at Buck's night practice last night.
Oh yeah, night practice.
How was that?
Again, when everybody asks me, Country Depot, Tommy or John asked me all the time, you can't tell anything. It was finally in pads, but just get through training camp, healthy.
Yeah.
And get the start of the season. Watson's doing some work to drop a couple pounds and get in shape. If he can get on the field, and use them as probably a 3 lineman job.
And I was happy to see him barefoot on the turf.
I knew. I almost didn't put it up.
Well, it's smart. The athletes, they crush their toe box with those cleats. That creates bunions. It pushes out the bone. It creates extreme pain in the feet. So for athletes to be able to practice barefoot and then actually cleat up for the games, brilliant.
Back to the Bucks real quick. They open up at Atlanta. Atlanta beat them twice last year, and they still won the division. That's a big game.
Yeah.
If they get off early and then they play Houston on Monday night too, the second week, I have high hopes for this team. I really do, which means they're going to be awful.
I feel like it might set the stage.
Yeah, for sure.
The Atlanta game, because Atlanta, usually the Saints have had our number, but it seems like Atlanta has kind of taken over that role. And that's a good point. And they're great games. They were heartbreaking because anybody could have won. They went down to the wire.
They should have
won the games. And so that's a mindset. When we play Atlanta, we are better than Atlanta. It's obvious. But I know you could say, well, if we don't win, we're not better. But if you go into it,
so silly.
It is a mindset.
Well, it's like the argument I just had again on the Book of Face. They were talking about the GOAT of the UFC. And the GOAT of the UFC being undefeated. I go, but he's not undefeated. They go, well, the face lost. Talking about Matt Hamill's face. I'm like, the record says he didn't win.
But we talking GOAT all time, or
the Falcons won the game.
Yeah, but
Matt Hamill won the fight by disqualification, but he won the fight.
Okay, so they were better at that moment because they got lucky and we screwed up. But overall, the Bucks are a better team than the Atlanta Falcons. Come on, you agree, right? Come on, Matt.
Come on, man.
First of all, Matt didn't watch either game, so he has no idea.
Listen,
you lying. You didn't even watch the games.
Listen, here's all I need to know about the Bucks.
You and your Gator shirt.
Here's all I need to know about the Bucks. The Bucks are 50 years and they've had 2 successful seasons.
That's right.
So I mean, 48 years of losing.
They haven't.
48 years of losing. So just changing players out, linemen out, numbers out. Every time they try to reinvent this new wheel, every summer and every training camp, and they end up with the same result.
So you're saying unless you win a Super Bowl, it's a losing season.
That's what I'm saying.
Only one team wins.
Matt Hughes said to Tim Sylvia, if you don't defend your belt, you're not a true champion.
Then every single team is a losing team if they don't win the Super Bowl. They're not successful. They're a losing team, but they're not successful. That's garbage.
I agree with both. They had a successful season.
Yes,
but they were
he
losers.
said they were unsuccessful.
Yeah, it was a successful season.
The hardware is the only thing that matters. The ring, the Lombardi Trophy.
No.
Well, so here's where you corrected yourself.
What?
You said the ring. Well, the loser of the Super Bowl gets a ring.
Yeah, like what? Like a gold
it's a runner-up
ring?
No, that's just Elton John.
It's a consolation.
That's just Elton John. You get the championship ring. So if you lose the Super Bowl, you get the championship because you were the AFC or NFC championship.
It's championships or bust. If you don't have that mindset,
they all have that.
Right.
But the goal is to win the Super Bowl, but you have to start first by winning the division.
For sure.
Let's start with winning the division.
I'm going to tell you something.
Start with winning the
Tom
conference.
Brady said because
Let's start with me getting Leslie's cousin jersey in my studio. That's all I'm saying.
I'll work on it. He emails me, Tom Brady. Okay, he emails me. Okay, and when I go to my inbox, I got this great, like several paragraphs of how he kind of goes over the week and like what he does, the lessons, and how to get. And so it says on here. And this was a great quote, or it's not like exact a quote, I'm kind of rounding up, but he was talking about, one of the greatest things isn't necessarily getting to the Super Bowl, because it's after it's done, it's fleeting. And then you feel empty and you're kind of like, what is next? There's got to be something more.
Super Bowl. With Brady, what is next is next year's Super Bowl.
That's right.
So he's like, which city will I win it in next?
And he was talking about the guy who recently had won the Open, the golfer or something. And they kind of asked him some questions about, how long do you celebrate? And he's like, not long at all, actually, because I don't get all of my worth and happiness from just golf. It's many things, but Brady was talking about it's really the path that is the greatest accomplishment. That's what's great, and that's what has the most meaning. It's getting there, and don't get me wrong. Like when you get there, you're going to have that euphoria. It's going to be amazing, but it is when you start developing the work ethic and just getting there is the most wonderful thing about it.
Time out. First off,
so I'm talking about the Bucks. It's like getting, so you might not win, but it's the strife.
It's the effort. Good effort, dude.
Yes,
it's like getting a GED.
Yeah,
good effort, dude.
GED.
Yeah, it's like good effort, dude.
That's a little rough.
No, but listen, but the difference between team sports and individual is in golf, you're only as good as your last outing. In bodybuilding, you're only as good as your last outing. So I
disagree.
What?
I don't agree that you're only as good. That's like they used to say that with actors. You're only as good as your last movie.
No, you're only as good as your highest role. Like we talked about Marshall Mathers before you got here. So Marshall Mathers, Eminem, keep up, Randy. Dementia's them. Listen,
I know who Peter Marshall is.
Marshall says he will never be bigger than he once was. Eminem claims nothing will be bigger than the Marshall Mathers album when it came out because it was a trend-setting album, and he revolutionized white rappers of an era of a period. So no matter what he puts out forward will always be a disappointment to his fans. It will never top that stardom, that fame, that success. Robin Williams, you can go down the list. So many actors have peaked in their prime, and they'll never be as good as they once were.
Well,
all right.
Yeah, but you could
Matthew McConaughey. I just heard a cool story about him yesterday. I guess he walked away from like 5 years of acting.
Yeah.
Getting away from romance, comedy.
Yeah.
And he passed up big money along the way because
major money.
He wanted to change his identity. He wanted to get a fresh start. That's what I'm doing, Randy.
So what did he change? So what did he change?
I'll tell you,
go ahead.
I read the whole autobiography. It's fantastic.
Can we do this quickly though?
Yeah. So what he changed basically.
We got a minute and a half. Tell me how he changed.
You get typecasted with your character.
He kept doing
rom-coms.
And they were throwing big money. And he said, no, he goes, I really want to change. I want to do serious acting. And they threw it was like
14 million.
And then it kept going up. And he said no. And it kept going up. And he'd be like, oh my God. And then he said no.
I know somebody who wouldn't have said no.
He said no.
I'll take that one right now.
Terry Bollea.
I'll take it too. Send me a check.
So he said no. But then look, then he did Dallas Buyers Club. He got, Academy Award, you know? And I mean, so
Philadelphia,
he
Magic
really,
Mike.
really, Magic Mike.
We Are Marshall.
It's the greatest film ever
Yeah.
is Magic Mike. Really, has Oscar.
But you got to
Can't
stay
believe that was
patient
passed
in the
up.
fire. And when you're changing your identity, because I'm in the middle of an identity change. I went from a
I call it a
pizza
crisis.
hospitality. No, I went from a pizza hospitality guy.
The beauty is we don't care.
to
It's
a-
break time.
We do
All right,
to a
that's the top of the
longevity
hour.
expert.
I care.
We got to
Matt.
hit the top of the
You should
hour.
care.
He can tell you during the top of the hour.
I can help you, and
This
I can
is
help him.
Knockout
I'm his
Radio,
head
brought to you by
trainer.
anything that doesn't have anything to do with Matt.
Head trainer,
We'll be
Knockout
right back.
Radio.
Intern.
Yo, maniacs, Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
Got bills and looking for work, but nobody is hiring? Staff Zone is, as the leading provider of commercial construction, industrial, and special event staffing throughout the Southeast, Texas, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and many other locations. Staff Zone has plenty of work for you, and they need you now. Don't wait. Go to www.staffzone.com and find a branch closest to you. Work today, get paid today. That's the Staff Zone way. 8 Man Strong is not simply about the biggest or strongest. It's about those who have survived true lows, suffered, faced demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you're bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8 Man Strong.
WTAN, Clearwater,
FM 106.1,
WDCF, Dade City,
FM 102.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Steve Kathan. A strong showing for the economy in the second quarter of the year after a first quarter drop. CBS's Kelly O'Grady.
It was a good number. We grew in the second quarter 3% in comparison to negative growth in the first quarter. In the first quarter, a bunch of companies brought in those goods ahead of the deadline. You had a very big import number. Most recent quarter, we saw a plunge in imports. And so that's really helping boost that overall headline number.
President Trump said on social media that the economic figures should prompt the Fed to lower interest rates at the end of a policy meeting today. CBS's Jill Schlesinger says no change is expected.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell has emphasized that the central bank can afford to wait and see because so far the economy has been able to create jobs and the inflation rate has remained fairly stable.
President Trump today slapped a 25% tariff on goods from India and added an extra charge for that country's dealings with Russia. He says his Friday tariff deadline for countries that haven't made deals will not be extended. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti is in Southern California, one of the areas that was concerned about tsunami waves after a massive earthquake far out in the Pacific.
There is a sense of relief. The evacuation orders, they have been lifted. The downgrading now of this warning to an advisory is also comforting news.
And no major damage reported in Hawaii. Federal funding for certain health research is flowing again after the Trump administration tried to pause it.
White House Budget Director Russell Vought had declared the National Institutes of Health could only give funding to staff salaries and expenses, not to new grants for outside health researchers.
We have an agency that needs dramatic overhaul.
But last night, senior White House officials intervened and the budget office canceled the pause of about $15 billion in funding. Most NIH-funded research on cancer, diabetes, and other conditions is conducted by outside scientists. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
With new urgency to get food to Gaza, Antoine Renard of the World Food Program spoke to a mother who says her kids are living on less than half a loaf of bread a day.
Herself, more than 2 days without food. And she can't actually go and grab food on any of the convoys or any of the distribution centers being operated in Gaza. That's the reality of what we see on the ground.
Thousands turning out today in Birmingham, England for Ozzy Osbourne's funeral procession. The heavy metal legend's wife, Sharon, and his children got a look at a sea of flowers left by fans. He died last week at 76. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Tampa Bay's TAN Talk. Entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Yo, maniacs. Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
$10 bells, obviously, for
what? I don't want to keep it going. We have a lot of death this week. There's one right now. There was a target at the NFL headquarters in New York City.
10 bells, obviously, for Terry Bollea, for our buddy Tommy, Ryan Sandberg, Ozzy Osbourne,
Paul Rubin.
Most recently, Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
The deaths up in, was it New York City? NFL security is going to get even stricter
For sure.
because he was headed to the NFL headquarters.
Yeah.
And I guess got on the wrong elevator and shot the wrong people. No matter who you shot, you're shooting the wrong people.
Right, but he's blaming his mental issues on CTE and the NFL.
It's easy to make excuses.
Is it?
No, of course.
Okay.
ADD, all these other letters and stuff. You don't think people had this?
That's NYPD.
In the 50s, in the 60s, but it was before they came up with, numbers and names.
Descriptions and diagnosis. I mean, autism has always been around, but like now it's more accessible or there's a spectrum. You can actually plot it or track it.
The mayor said he's actually headed towards the NFL offices, but he took the wrong elevator.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Well,
I just said that.
You didn't say because he took the wrong elevator?
It's 105.
I was reading.
It's 105. She's still late.
Oh my God.
Hey, man.
Man.
I was just seeing if you were
paying attention to
paying
you.
attention.
You guys
I
are not
wanted
getting
this.
better with age.
Oh my God.
I can help you.
This fits in. What about what happened in Las Vegas?
What happened in Las Vegas?
Well, we'll talk about the situation with the Raiders. I've got some inside scoops there, but our next guest will be appearing this weekend at the Tampa Bay Comic Convention, and you can win tickets. We still have tickets to give away. Very excited about our next guest. Let's welcome to the program, Catherine Bell. Catherine, how are you?
Hey, Randy, I'm great. How are you doing?
Not too bad. We appreciate you coming on. Have you ever been to the Tampa Bay area before?
Well, it's really funny because I literally am 5 minutes away from you. I live in Clearwater, so I didn't even realize you guys are that close. I should have stopped by.
My contact that's been setting up all these interviews, we could have had you in studio.
I asked her for address, and she gives me.
Don't say it.
I'm not going to give her address out of the
Hit
air.
the belt button.
She gives me the street that's like 2 blocks over,
Oh my God.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? Why don't you just come by? She's like, nobody asked me.
Well, I didn't know.
Nobody asked. Yeah.
Well, we'll do that
Well,
next
that's
week.
fine.
You could come in the studio next week for sure. Before we talk about the Tampa Bay Comic Convention, which why you're in town, I thought, but no, since you live here, let's talk about 2 of my favorite all-time shows. And I just saw, and I think it's because they knew you were coming on this program, the possibility of the return of Jag. Let's talk about that, and of course, Army Wives.
Yeah. Oh man, thank you. Yeah, such great shows. I've been fortunate enough to be a part of. It's funny. I just saw James Elliott did an interview, I think, for Entertainment Weekly, and he was like, "Sure, I'd be open to it." But as he put it, I think he's right. Usually, when they do these remakes, they just put an entirely new cast on. So there is that possibility. And we would love to. I mean, we all thought it ended too suddenly, and we all thought we were going to another season. When Harmon Mack tossed that coin in the air to see who was going to stay in and who was going to have to retire. But it certainly would be cool. I was a great character, man. Wow.
Well, since the world that we live in now, there's protests all the time. If they attempt to do that with a new cast, I will start the protest.
Okay, perfect. It's good to know. I will call you.
So I have a major dilemma, and I'm going to let you answer this. Because I feel like I know you and I've known you for years, watching you on TV. So I told the people at the comic convention, I'm going to come out, introduce, ourselves, to all the guests that we have on. And we have a limited edition challenge coin. And I made two different ones. I'm a veteran. Leslie's sort of a veteran because
What do you mean?
she was Army. So it's Army. So it's sort of a veteran. So I made two different coins. One is for civilians and one is for military. I'm leaning towards breaking what I've always done and giving you one of the military ones because you played military. But I want your thoughts and opinions on that.
Wow. Oh, that is so nice. I mean, I certainly feel like an honorary Marine or Army wife. But yeah.
So,
I mean, I played one on TV for long enough, but I think, gosh, I don't know. I certainly don't want to offend anybody because, someone who's actually served.
It's from Randy. It's from Randy. It won't be offensive to anybody.
I guess everybody says I get to make the ultimate decision. Yeah. So I think I'm going to make the ultimate decision. And you are an honorary military because you've played it enough times.
I'll second that. And I'm an Army vet.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I love that. Well, thank you both for your service and for this cool coin I'm going to get. I love it.
Yeah.
So we'll talk more about that, when we come out this weekend. Talk about, I always ask about memorabilia and collectibles. And, that's a big portion of what the Tampa Bay Comic Convention is. I asked Anson Williams and Don Most, who was on the last 2 weeks, did they keep anything, from Happy Days? I'm curious, were you able to keep anything from JAG, Army Wives, or any of your other shows?
Yeah, like a revolver.
Right, an M16. No, in hindsight, yeah, I wish I had kept more, to be honest. I did ask for one of my uniforms. So I have a JAG uniform that's sealed. How they do like wedding dresses in that like airtight boxes, and you can see it through the clear thing. I have one of those, which is pretty cool. But I wish I had kept more. I mean, because just the history and the nostalgia of that would have been pretty amazing to have.
You don't think about it when you're in the moment because you're just doing your job and you don't realize, okay, this eventually, maybe years later, but this is going to end. You just think it's
exactly. Yeah. Well, and honestly, all the shows I've been on, they ended with the idea that we'll probably do another season. I don't know why the shows just tend to go that way. They're like, oh, well, we'll see. The network isn't going to tell us until after we end, and everyone's like, oh, we're definitely going to do another season, and then you get the news that you're not, which is of course devastating. You're like, wait, what? I didn't get to say goodbye. I didn't get to keep more memorabilia.
Well, make sure that you go up to Anson Williams and talk to him that he refused. He turned down when they offered him one of the 3 leather jackets that Henry Winkler wore.
No way.
One is in the Smithsonian. Henry has number 2, and they offered him the 3rd, and he said, "No, I'm good."
That's why they call him Putsy instead of Potsy.
He also turned down the jukebox.
Oh.
You don't.
That would have been cool,
right? I guess you don't think about it. Everything I've collected is worthless, and everything I should have collected is valuable.
I had a part years ago in Edward Scissorhands. It was shot here in Tampa. And it was fun, but I got scissored out, but I did keep the earrings. I did keep the earrings, I get $10 a year now after that.
That's cool.
Let's talk about this weekend. You'll be in Tampa at the Convention Center, the Tampa Bay Comic Convention. What are some awesome, cool, fun stories that fans have come up and brought to your attention, whether, from a previous, show or maybe grew up in the neighborhood or a teacher, anything like that ever happen?
I mean, there's been so many amazing stories. When people come up, there's always like, it's so incredible to me that people watch these shows with their parents, with their grandfather who was, maybe dying or going through cancer treatment or just some incredible stuff. And it helped them get through those tough times. And those are the stories that I'm just like, wow, because you're making a TV show and it's cute and it's this and that. Sometimes it's, it's fun. And sometimes it really has meaning and just gets people through some tough times, some important times. And that means a lot to me,
Yeah, the influence is far reaching when you're doing these shows. And that's got to you've got to be very grateful for that. I was just curious, do you have a memory that sets out like a very strong, one of your favorite memories from one of these episodes that stands out?
Oh man, so many, and all 3 shows I've been on were just so different, even though 2 of them were military themed. One was the wives on the base and one was the, the jets and the fighting and the cool stuff, I think the one that pops out immediately is on JAD. We got a chance to shoot on a live aircraft carrier, which meant we boarded in San Diego, went out at sea, and they were doing like takeoffs and landings. And we were just like, we spent the night on this carrier for a couple of nights, which was really an incredible experience that not many people get to have. So that was definitely a standout.
The thing that I wish they would have done instead of it being on an aircraft carrier is maybe had you go out on a destroyer and experience, because I was on a destroyer and it's like night and day. As you know, the aircraft carrier is like a moving city and the destroyer is not.
How were your your bunks? Like, how did you sleep? Were they the tight ones?
Oh, they were in the officers area. Come on.
Well, here's the sad thing is that the actors were in the officers' quarters, which were still bunks, but very nice. And then the rest of our crew, which was a pretty small crew that was allowed on, but they were sleeping in the enlisted quarters. And like three bunks high and pretty tight, and no private bathroom. Very different experience, but it was all cool. It was all just so amazing.
Just to jump in, and I'm not correcting you, it's not like 3 bunks high. It is 3 bunks high.
It's like 6 inches.
And you have 6 inches from your nose to the bottom of the bunk and on top of you. And I don't know if you know this, but like this happens in the Navy, wherever your rack is. And I'd been on the bottom, I'd been on the top, I've been in the middle. If somebody senior to you comes on the ship at 3 a.m, and they put them in that area, they can kick you out of your bunk and take that bunk. Yeah.
No. Oh, man.
So Catherine,
crazy. Yeah.
So bringing it back home a little bit. I mean, this week we lost an icon, Hulk Hogan, the face of Clearwater. We all know that, Tom Cruise kind of lives in the sky or out 9 miles, on a destroyer himself. But what have you met those two? Do you know those guys? And being in this community for so long, what does Hulk's passing mean to you?
Oh yeah, I've met both of them. Hulk, I met a few times, and he was one time I saw him. I was on a walk with a friend with our dog on the beach, and he lived way down on North Clearwater Beach with his lovely wife, and they were literally just sitting there in their beach chairs with their feet in the water and just saying hi to anybody that walked by. Like, so lovely. So caring. And you look at just his history and what he did for the community and for kids, and he's a legend. So very sad to see him go. I know his family is very, very had a huge loss. But just great guys. So many good people in our industry. In
the industry, and obviously in the Tampa Bay area. Something else that I realized, when I do, and I always try to do about 20, 30 seconds of quick research. Everything else I want to just come out in the conversation. Knockout Radio, basically combat sports, cover the UFC, BKFC, et cetera. I understand you're into some kickboxing.
It's been a while, but yes, I was. I actually keep threatening to get back into it. I got into kickboxing and martial arts when I was starting out as an actor because I was looking for a hook, like this something that would set me apart from every other actress out there. And at that time, women were just starting to do action movies. So I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, I was kind of a tomboy. I rode motorcycles. I'm like, I want to be an action hero. So I started doing, kickboxing, martial arts, worked with Billy Blanks. Do you remember him?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, did some training with him. Yeah.
Tybo.
Well, we will discuss many things this weekend when we come out to visit with you. We have contacts. I have my trainer lives here in Clearwater, MMA, BJJ, all that kind of stuff. So I'll connect you and David Vieira and get you back into it if you'd like. And it would be a lot of fun.
That would be great. Please come find me. We have to talk more about this. I love it.
Definitely, I will.
And something that's very interesting about you, which I've always wanted to ask you. Like you sound like an American, but your dad's Scottish, right? And your mom is from Iran. She's Persian. And didn't you grow up speaking Persian in the house?
I did. Yeah, I grew up in LA, but as a baby, the first year I think we were in Iran. I was born in England. We were all over the place. But I was helped raised by my grandparents who didn't speak English, and we only spoke Farsi in the house. So it's kind of cool because I just grew up speaking it. I didn't have to learn it. Like my kids now are trying to learn it, and it's challenging. So I speak it.
So how did you get the perfect American accent with a Scottish dad and a Persian mom?
I guess just growing up in LA, it's funny because my mom was so worried that if I spoke Farsi, I would never speak English. And my grandparents were like, just relax. She's going to get to school and she's going to learn English. She'll be fine. And they were right. And I'm so glad because even though I'm rusty and I have a little bit of an American accent or whatever, I speak fluent Farsi and always shocks people when I blurt out something in Persian. But
So we'll get a really cool liner when we come out this weekend as well. Finally, let me ask you about other sports. I mean, do you watch other sports? Are you a fan of other sports, teams, players?
I do a little bit. I watch my son's basketball more than anything. He's 14, so we're always at games, and I'm always watching him play. Otherwise, I'll watch, Wimbledon when that's on. I do like basketball. That's probably my favorite sport, but I don't have any specific.
What about women's soccer?
Yeah.
Come on, women's soccer? Do you watch
soccer? Yeah, it's good. No? Yeah. Half the time I'm like, wait, what's going on? Who's got the ball? And what was that sport? Football's the worst. I can't track football.
I'm going to throw this out real quick, and I know we've taken up a lot of your time. I know a lot of people in a lot of different areas. So not only am I going to help you with David Vieira and back into MMA and get you BJJ and all that stuff, Marie Spates runs the local AAU basketball team. And I can set up something where your son and Mo can work out a little bit. Mo won a national championship with the Gators. He won the NBA title with the Golden State Warriors, kind of knows a thing or two about basketball. So I'm going to hook him up as well.
Excellent. That would be awesome. We love that.
This weekend at the Tampa Bay Comic Convention, Catherine will be out there. If anybody wants to win some tickets, shoot us an email at knockoutradio.com. And anything that you want to say to the fans that want to come out and chat or meet you this weekend.
I'm super excited to meet you all. Definitely come out, say hi. James Denton and I will be there. We have a lot of fun, and we're going to be taking pictures and signing autographs. And I just love to meet you guys. So looking forward to it.
There you have it. Catherine, thank you very much for your time. We were going to mail you a package from 8 Man Strong and mail you a couple gifts. We can either drop them off at your house when we walk to our car, or we'll bring them this weekend, one or the other. Thank you very much for your time. We'll see you this weekend.
Thank you. All righty. Bye-bye.
So long. That is Catherine Bell, star of JAG, Army Wives. What was the
Scientologist?
The Canadian that did Mask, and what's his name?
Oh, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
She was in one of his
movies. She's a Scientologist.
Bruce Almighty.
This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Zone. We'll be right back.
Yo, maniacs. Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
Got bills and looking for work, but nobody is hiring? Staff Zone is, as the leading provider of commercial construction, industrial, and special event staffing throughout the Southeast, Texas, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and many other locations. Staff Zone has plenty of work for you, and they need you now. Don't wait. Go to www.staffzone.com and find a branch closest to you. Work today, get paid today. That's the Staff Zone way.
Say goodbye to outdated equipment and welcome the latest smart technology into your home. With Cool Breeze AC, you can effortlessly control the temperature and create the perfect environment from anywhere at any time. Call Cool Breeze today at 727-954-3605.
You're hungry. Where do you go to eat?
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
You want to have a drink? Where do you go?
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Having a get-together with the guys from the softball team? Where do you do it?
That's right, Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Located at 1320 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, right across from Tropicana Field. Berg's is the best place to take the whole family for food and fun. Going to a Rays game? Have dinner before the game at Berg's, and after the Rays win, come and celebrate with all your friends at Berg's, right across from the Trop. So come down and see Berg and the whole gang at Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Check out fantasypets.com, where fantasy meets cutting-edge technology. We create breathtaking 3D printed fantasy creatures that captivate hearts and minds, from the T-Rex to the dragons and the shark to the crocodile. Every fantasy pet is a testament to our dedication and precision and quality. You can request custom designs and bulk pricing as well. Go to fantasypets.com. That's fantasypets.com.
8 Man Strong is not simply about the biggest or strongest. It's about those who have survived true lows, suffered, faced demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you are bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8 Man Strong.
Yo, maniacs! Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
The worst part about Catherine Bell's roles, Army Wives Jag, Marines, and an Army wife.
What? Wait a minute.
So one Army, I'm not saying Army wife. I'm saying one Army, one Marine equals one Navy.
I mean, the Marines are Navy.
Well, they're part of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I can't wait to go hang out and
Christmas.
spend some time with her this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan.
She's awesome.
Love the show. And she's right. If they bring it back, it'll be a remake. It won't be, even though I think they should go with, if it's Jag, use the people you had.
Yeah. Well, kind of like the Top Gun thing. Like you just bring, they don't even have to be the main characters. They can just be entering here and there. You know what I mean? And this, so then it brings you back. Like you can have a brand new story with different younger people and so forth. But
Hawaii
you still,
5-0 didn't bring anybody back.
Oh, yeah. I hated
when they
the
redid it.
second.
Oh, it was okay.
Happy
Come
Gilmore
on.
2 brought most
Everybody
people back,
back.
except the young man that passed away.
Well, he
But you
wasn't
need
young. Apollo Creed.
No, the guy, the kid that died, like, there's some young actor that didn't make it, that passed away.
Yeah, well, I feel like when there's so many in it, it's been this long, you need to have seen the first one.
No, for sure.
You know, and otherwise you just miss out on.
But then why call it Hawaii 5-0? Why call it Jag?
Right. Well, you're trying to recruit the old fan base, but then the narrative and the storyline so different, like Roadhouse. The original Roadhouse and the new Roadhouse are completely opposite.
Refuse to watch Roadhouse.
Oh, the new one's awful.
Yeah, well, it's
like awful.
And that's what we asked. And that's what we asked. I asked Chris, who's in Happy Gilmore 2, Adam Sandler's brother-in-law. How do you top a great movie? And I've heard mixed reviews. A lot of people. My son's work took 3 hours, and they watched it at work, and they thought it was great.
Which one? Happy Gilmore 2?
Happy Gilmore 2.
They thought it was great.
Yeah, they liked it.
They saw one.
Yeah.
They saw one.
Yeah, they saw one.
Yeah, that's
I did.
important.
I did. I watched. I was like unimpressed.
No, I'll watch.
Well, look, I'll tell you.
It's research.
You know what was good? Part 2, Jaws 2 was still good. It wasn't as good as Jaws 1, but it was still very good. It was very viable.
Couldn't tell you. I don't think I would have watched it.
I think what bothered me with Happy Gilmore 2 was it's real. It's real. It's like what Liv did with real PGA golf, like the whole making it fun and making it not golf, right? Like so more of like a and Happy was so anti-golf.
Did they do anything from the Arizona tournament? What is it, the 16th hole? Did they incorporate?
I didn't see
so
that.
You know about that, right? I mean, that is Happy Gilmore.
Right. But they made Happy choose traditional golf as for history and for correctness. And so he was anti what he started out as. It was just, it's a weird,
right?
It's odd. You got to watch it to see it, but
you don't know if it's true, what you're told when you're being interviewed and what actually happens. But there was an interview with Adam Sandler, whatever the female's name is, and Shooter McGavin, whatever his real name is. And he was asked, how many times are you asked to do this? Shooter. And he goes, hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds a day. He goes walking through the airport and he goes, I love it.
Really?
Well, he said, because of that made me.
I love the fact that he understands that, because there's a lot of actors.
I'm just saying, I hope that's true. Just because he's saying it in the interview,
I
know
bet
what I'm
it
saying?
is. I mean, there's a lot
If it
of
wasn't,
actors.
it is now, because everybody's going to attack him now. Hey, shooter, I want to shoot her. Shoot her.
Brad Pitt said, I saw this in an interview too. What is the one thing fans come up to you and say the most? Now, what would you think it is with Brad Pitt? I mean, of all the movies in his collection,
it's got to be a Fight Club reference.
It's
Tyler Durden.
what's in the box from Oh, come on, you guys. What's in the box?
What movie's that
What's
from?
in the box? Seven. It's Gwyneth
Never saw
Paltrow's
it.
head. Oh, my goodness. It was Seven is one of the most
I don't know.
horrific, great
I didn't see the first
thriller.
6.
I
don't know
That's
anything
funny.
about that series.
Seven is an amazing.
Never
Okay,
seen
guys,
it.
go watch it.
Yeah,
it's a
probably not.
psychological thriller.
Yeah, probably not.
It's with Gwyneth Paltrow
Okay,
and Brad Pitt. I think I don't know if they met on the set or anything, but and Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman.
Isn't Gwyneth Paltrow? Is she like part of the Coldplay controversy now? Isn't there some kind of?
Well, yeah.
What is she married to the front man?
This is hilarious.
So now she's hired by Astronomer, the company that caught the kiss cam and got the CEO fired. They hired her for an extremely short period of like PR.
It's brilliant. If you watch what she says, it's one of those.
Pretty classic.
I wonder sometimes if she thought of that, because the PR on it is fantastic. So we all know, the kiss cam, the lead singer of Coldplay caught these two people in the and out there in the audience.
What are your takes on the kiss cam, Randy?
Okay.
Coldplay hasn't had a single in how many decades,
Right,
and they
right.
made 2 that night. Let's go to the phone lines as we continue talking about this weekend's Tampa Bay Comic Convention. Catherine Bell was just on. Looking forward to going out and meeting her this weekend. Let's welcome to the program. He does a lot of things, but he's also the MC for the TBCC, and that's Chris Provis. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
We appreciate your time. We're continuing talking about this weekend. We've had a lot of the guests on, and we're excited to meet them. The fans are excited to meet them as well. Talk about your role and what you will be doing all weekend out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So my role is I am the MC in the large ballroom. I introduce all the large celebrities to the audience. I moderate their panels. I get the ballroom kind of hyped up. It's a really fun opportunity. It's fun to interact with the people of Tampa, and it's just a joy to be there.
How much research do you do or practice do you do? Like the knucklehead who's sitting to my right, who's also going to be on one of the smaller stages, trust me.
Saturday at 11 a.m. Room 118.
He butchers names. He doesn't practice. He doesn't. Try to explain to the world and basically him what a professional does when you do introductions like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's the most important thing is to have the energy for the crowd. But yes, I know a lot about each celebrity. So when I'm doing an introduction, I just try to get through the introduction as quickly as possible. That way the crowd gets the celebrity. If I'm moderating the panel, though, I have done a lot of research, trivia about that particular celebrity. So that way I can ask some cool, fun questions. And because those celebrities, they've been to these comic conventions before. They've always been asked the same questions over and over and over again. So I always try to find something new and something fresh for them to talk about.
So throw out, just because I'm curious, what's we're basically a combat, mixed martial arts. I know the questions that the fighters hate. How is training camp going? Because Tim Sylvia used to always say, it's going great. Even if I tore, my knee, I'm certainly not going to tell you. So I'm curious, What is one of those questions, asking a movie star, a TV star, that's the most hated? And what is something that you have used in the past, to combat that, to kind of lighten the room?
Sure. So one of the things that they hate is asking them what's their next project. They don't generally like that. So if I'm backstage, I will talk to the celebrity. I'm like, is there anything you want me to bring up while we're on stage? If they say, yes, I'm going to be in a new movie or a new TV show, I want you to talk about that, then I'll bring it up. If they don't say anything, we don't like it to bring it up because sometimes it's embarrassing for them. If they don't have a project lined up next, they don't know what to say. They get uncomfortable with that. So that's one question. What I always try to avoid is what do you have coming up next? Unless they prompt me to say that.
Okay. And what was one of those that you used to kind of get it started and lighten the room up?
Yeah, we usually start off with a joke. I always tell people, I'm like, hey, I usually have way more energy than I do right now. But I had the weirdest dream I've ever had last night. I dreamt I was a muffler in a car and I woke up exhausted. You just break the ice.
Oh, God. Yeah, you're going to fit into this show real well.
Yeah. So, Chris, what's the uniform expectation like on Saturday? What would you like me to wear?
Just be casual and have some fun.
No, please don't say it that way.
Well, because I'm coming as a Ninja Turtle, so I can come with clothes or no clothes. Just a hard shell.
Well, maybe just a little bit of clothes.
A little bit of clothes.
Let's switch gears for a minute and let's talk about your YouTube channel, Provost Park Pass. Ironically, perfect timing. I'll be taking my 5-year-old granddaughter to Disney on Tuesday. So tell the nation, tell the world, more importantly, tell me, what is a really good secret at Hollywood Studios?
At Hollywood Studios down in Florida, there's so many good secrets down there. I love Disney and I love Disney history. So here's some good secrets. I call it the highs and lows. Disney hides things super high that most people don't notice. And so like when you go on like Tower of Terror, you want to be looking up because of all the architecture. And of course it's based off of all the old Twilight Zone episodes. But when you come out in the gift shop, there is an episode that's called After Hours. It's about these mannequins who come to life. And in this episode, they have to go buy a golden thumbnail. A golden symbol. And if you look on the shelf, they have a golden symbol sitting right there as a nod to that old episode. And if you did watch, I don't know if you guys are big fans of the show Severance that came out, they reference that. She's like, she needs a golden symbol. It means it's time for them to wake up.
Interesting. How do you find these? Or do they tell you, or is it you just walking around and kind of now knowing what you're looking for?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's a combination of both. I'm a huge history buff, particularly when it comes to Disney. A lot of them are fed to me by cast members or Imagineers, like under the table. Like, did you know about this, or did you know about this? My favorite are when an Imagineer has worked on an attraction and they put a secret in it and nobody's discovered it for years. And they're like, hey, can you point this out? We want people to notice this. So I get contact like that for information. And it's just always fun because Disney's always hiding little details like that within their rides, attractions, and lands.
Obviously, Walt Disney World, Walt Disney, what's the other one? World and Land, Walt Disneyland. You know, they don't need me talking about Disney. What is a park that maybe surprised you and, you know, more people should go see, more people should go check out somewhere across the country?
Well, yeah, absolutely. So we'll do one kind of local to you guys. Is the brand new Epic Universe at Universal Studios. That was just shockingly amazing to me. I love that. That park was so fun. And no surprise there, they had a lot of Disney Imagineers. Universal kind of hired them and they worked on that and they built that. The detail's so amazing. That's one of the best parks I've been to in a long time. And it's close to you guys.
What's your favorite, ride? Do you do rides? And if so, what is your favorite ride that you've been on we'll say in the States?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. Yes, I do go on rides. I love all the different rides. My favorite ride is in California. It's at a theme park called Knott's Berry Farm.
Oh,
and
I love
they
Knott's
have
Berry Farm. Go ahead.
Do you love Knott's? Me too.
I
have
love
a good
it.
soft spot for it. Yeah, it's so fun. They have a wooden roller coaster there called Ghost Rider.
Yep.
And
yes.
Have you been on it?
Yeah,
Yes.
I have too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all
When
Western.
you ride
thing.
it's all Western thing. When you ride that roller coaster, you literally think to yourself, I could die right now. I could die right now. This is going to fly off the track. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it's old school. I love Knott's Berry Farm just because it's got that nice Western theme. And it's really not like any other theme park, is it? It's very old school.
Yeah, it's very, very old school. It's really cool. Here's a little history if you want some more Disney.
Sure.
Walter Knotts was the one who founded Knott's Berry Farm. And it was passed on to his family. His family was trying to sell it. And Disney wanted to buy it. And Disney says, hey, we're going to buy Knott's Berry Farm. And they were going to retheme it called Disney America. Ooh. And Walter Knott's children says, okay, but we want you to keep our legacy, my father's legacy in the park. Will you? And Disney refused. And so the sale fell through, and another company called Cedar Fair ended up buying Knott's Berry Farm. And I just think that was a huge miss on Disney. I'm like, why would they not?
For sure.
Not do that.
Yeah, they let ego get in the way, huh?
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell us about the YouTube channel. What's it called? How can people, watch? And I happened to catch one this morning as I got ready for the show where you were asking people about them. So tell us how people can get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's called Park Pass. And you just go on YouTube and type in Park Pass. It'll pop right to the top. It's mostly about theme parks around the world. I travel to lots of theme parks in the United States and also around the world. And it's a deep dive, the history of the theme parks, cool trivia and facts. It's family friendly. You can watch it with kids around. You don't have to worry about that. And we have this really great community where we do go live and we interact with the audience and get to know them. And so yeah, once you hit the subscribe button, you're going to get a lot of fun content and be part of an amazing community. Park Pass.
There you go. And to close, let's talk one more time real quickly about the Tampa Bay Comic Convention.
Sure.
How much fun it is, the job that you're doing.
Oh my gosh, it is so much fun. I love it. For those people who've never been to a comic convention, they don't know what it's like. A lot of people think it's just a bunch of people walking around. They don't know what's going on. It is so much fun. It's one place you can go, these comic conventions, where it's a judgment-free zone. You can like whatever you like, and people aren't going to judge you for it. You can have fun. You can dress up. You can meet your celebrities. Like I think that you probably already discussed this, but they just announced that David Harbour is going to be coming to Tampa. I can't believe that. He's coming to Tampa, and you have a chance to meet these celebrities and ask them questions and get to know them. It's really fun.
So Chris, look, this is my first time being a panelist at the convention.
Last.
No, this is not the last. This is the beginning. But I've been there. I've been with Randy over the years. We've traveled. We've gone to different conventions. Yeah. It's an amazing opportunity. I'll be honest with you. I don't really know what to expect. This is my first time being a panelist. I was watching the news. I saw children obesity rates are at an all-time high. I saw gamers and anime fans who were criticized in my childhood for playing video games, even though there was a benefit neurologically for hand-eye coordination and neuroplasticity. Yeah. Now they're streaming and watching their favorite gamers play. So it's only getting worse. And as the guy who invented the pizza diet, and using martial arts and combining it into one lifestyle as a human, I became a real life Ninja Turtle. And that's why I co-host Knockout Radio. I train all the pro athletes and fighters. I'm a commissioner with the state of Florida. And I thought to myself, I should bring this back. And right then I opened my phone and it said, do you want to be a panelist at this year's Tampa Bay Comic Convention? Apply now. And I said, you know what? Let me just throw a knife at the wall and see if it sticks. And so here I am. But what are you looking for? What do the fans really want? Are they looking to take applicable things they can do and apply to their lifestyle to be healthy? Are they looking for just pure entertainment? Do they just want to meet a guy who rode a bicycle to New York and became a professional bodybuilder eating nothing but pizza? Is it cheesy? Is it gimmicky? Or is it like factual?
No, those are fantastic questions. And I like that you're thinking like that. I think above all, people like to be entertained. They'll love to hear your stories and your experiences in life. People will love that. They also like the interactive component. So some panels do this and some don't, depending if you feel comfortable. Some allow, like the Q&A, will let the audience ask questions. Yeah. Audience love that. They love that interaction. Other panels are like, you know what, I have this really cool PowerPoint, or I got this great presentation, or I'm going to show you some clips of stuff. So I'm not going to have time for questions, and we're going to go ahead and do a presentation. Those are still really fun too. If it's your first time, I would have a lot of cool stories to talk about your life experience, talk about how you did the pizza diet, your bodybuilding, and then I talk about and I give time at the end to let people ask you some questions. I think people would want to ask you questions and kind of get to know that. Like, for example, I want to know right now, because you talked about a Ninja Turtle, you've got to have a favorite. Which of the four is your favorite?
Well, so my favorite is not what you think it is, but it's actually Michelangelo. And the reason why is because Michelangelo, the sculptor, designed the perfect male physique as the statue of David. And I use pizza to achieve the same physique in natural bodybuilding.
Chris, let me just jump in, and you opened up a whole can of worms, because trust me, this knucklehead has no problems talking about himself. He will clear the room. That's how long he will stand there and talk about
Chris,
himself.
I've been Randy's head trainer for 15 years. Like I'm great at what I do. I'm excited to do it, and I will be an ultimate professional on Saturday. And
I'm going to save you a lot of headaches and heartaches, and I'm going to thank you for coming on the show. so that you don't have to listen to him anymore. Chris, thank you for your time. Looking forward to meeting you this weekend and following you on your YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you so much. It's an absolute pleasure to be on your show. You guys are great. I look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Cowabunga, dude.
That is Chris Provost. He is the MC, great YouTube channel, and he will be involved, obviously, all weekend. All right, so real quickly, I want to buy a couple airfares for somebody.
Oh, I'll go.
I'll take them.
Will you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Destination unknown, doesn't matter.
Destination. All right,
I'll take it.
I'll buy it for you.
Listen,
What do
I
you mean?
wanna-
What about me?
No, I got it. I
I said first.
Women first. Come on,
What are you
man.
talking about?
It's
You're not
like
even a real-
2000, like
You
25.
changed. You gave that up.
No,
you don't
man.
get that card. you turn that in.
How many flights would you like?
I like 2.
2 round trip tickets.
This is what
I'm happy to do it.
Okay,
I've got the credit card in my hand.
This is what I want to do. I want to get a globe or a map. Okay, and I just want to
Absolutely.
close my eyes,
Perfect.
get a dart,
Perfect.
and I want to throw it wherever it lands.
Perfect.
That's where you buy
That's
it.
what happened.
Okay.
That's what happened in the tsunami. It was a
And
dart.
I will buy it with the credit card in my hand.
Okay.
So no matter where you want to go, I will purchase it with this credit
That's
card.
great. That's the one that's expired last year.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. No, it expires 2030.
What
Look at
credit-
her eyes.
What credit card is that? Wait a minute.
Oh, it's Leslie
It's
Lace's credit
Leslie's
card.
credit
My
card.
Frontier
Nice.
card is missing.
Oh, well, I found it.
Yeah, I'm glad. Where'd you find it?
I found it on the ground.
Oh, give me that back.
Well,
Jesus.
my home office.
While she gets her heart started, we're going to go hit the quarter of the hour break. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Zone.
Yo, maniacs, Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
8 Man Strong is not simply about the biggest or strongest. It's about those who have survived true lows, suffered, faced demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you're bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8 Man Strong.
Rhino Cards, located at 406 11th Avenue North in St. Petersburg, is your one-stop card collection facility, specializing in all sports, Pokemon, Star Wars, and of course, Knockout Radio's favorite, the UFC cards. If you're looking to purchase, sell, or trade, then Rhino Cards is the place for you. Details are coming on some very awesome UFC card giveaways, thanks to Rhino Cards as well. That's Rhino Cards, conveniently located in St. Petersburg, on 4th Street and 11th Avenue North.
This is Randy Harris for Mick for Hair at Got Split End Salon in Pinellas Park, our official hair care and grooming provider who caters to everyone, women, men, kids, and senior citizens in an affordable, upscale environment staffed with the most talented professionals in the business. Visit Mick for Hair at Got Split Ends today at 4376 Park Boulevard in Pinellas Park, or call them at 727-290-9873.
Experience the charming Country Depot gift shop located in the heart of downtown Brooksville, located at 36 North Broad Street. From sports memorabilia to antiques, from handbags to one-of-a-kind art and decor, the Country Depot has it all. Check them out at countrydepot.com, Country Depot on Facebook, or stop by the store at 36 North Broad Street in downtown Brooksville.
The once-a-year event is back. Tampa Bay Comic Convention is coming your way August 1st through the 3rd. Join the ultimate 3-day pop culture experience where you can meet your favorite celebrities, explore an immersive vendor hall, hear special guests share stories, and connect with a community that shares your passion. Tampa Bay Comic Convention is the perfect place to bring your family, make new friends, and share unforgettable moments with fellow fans. Save on tickets now with promo code MAGIC at TampaBayComicConvention.com.
Got bills and looking for work but nobody is hiring? Staff Zone is, as the leading provider of commercial construction, industrial, and special event staffing throughout the Southeast, Texas, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and many other locations. Staff Zone has plenty of work for you, and they need you now. Don't wait. Go to www.staffzone.com and find a branch closest to you. Work today, get paid today. That's the Staff Zone way.
Yo, maniacs, Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
All right, we are back closing out hour number 2. And again, karma, I don't know. Coincidence, I don't know. I open up my book of face, and there's an ad there for the new Universal Epic.
Oh yeah,
which he just talked about.
Yeah, right, it's epic. It's amazing.
No, it is. I know.
It's amazing.
My son's been there. My daughter-in-law's been there. They got to go before it opened. Yeah, they said it's incredible.
They have the Back to the Future areas like next to it. It's pretty dope.
Not to be a little paranoid here, guys, but
you got your credit card back. Chill out.
I'm not talking about the credit card. I'm just talking about how we were just talking about that. And you look on your phone. Is it just me or every time? Sometimes I will be thinking of something and look down. It's on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like they know everything. They're
You know
listening.
what I was thinking? Like,
They're
why do you
listening.
need 2 tickets when Randy was offering to buy 2 round trip airfares? I thought you were single. I thought you were like so single you would go twice if you were.
I'm in a serious relationship.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know.
2.5 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah. See, if you were more involved in Knockout Radio, you'd know that.
In fact, we're going to Scotland in 3 weeks.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So
Didn't know Frontier flew there.
they don't, but they fly to anywhere in the United States. They fly also to Frontier. Look, the Go Wild Pass is working fantastic with me. I fly to Dallas, every once a month or something on it.
Like I say to Matt, the advantage of that is when you don't have a job, you can go anywhere you want anytime.
Wait a minute, I'm making big bucks on this job here.
Well,
Big bucks.
but you can do this everywhere now that we're doing the stream.
I know.
Exactly.
I know.
Well, you and I will be doing the stream.
What about Matt?
He's not going to survive it,
bro.
He's
What are you talking about?
He's not going to survive.
I am the show.
He's going to.
Look, I got the map for Leslie's dart experiment. How do you do the show without me?
We can't.
She could throw the dart, it sticks. I'm like, Leslie, get on the plane. You're going to
Yeah, I actually
Amsterdam.
had an idea to do that. I'm very spontaneous that way. I would like to do that. I would love to just throw, except I'm going to block off the Middle East.
Whoa.
Sorry, because
Catherine Bell's gonna be upset.
She's
Persian.
I would go with her.
Would
she
you?
wanted to be my escort. Yeah, she speaks Farsi and she's beautiful and she's famous. I have no problem. But the Middle East scares me. Why? Because I'm a female. So I just would not. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Sorry. No.
You guys done?
I don't. What if it hits like Kabul or something? I don't want to.
Well, you could be on an elevator in New York.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to take the chance. Plus, when you look at the map, the way my arm would go would probably hit the Middle East. I'm right-handed. You know where it's located on a big map? Maybe if I spun a globe and then threw it at
Well,
it.
no, you throw the dart. Just make sure you can see through the blindfold.
Well, we'd have to get you a flat globe, I think. Right?
That's
Is that
cheating,
a flat
right?
oak?
That's Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah,
globe.
Bryce Mitchell. Congratulations to Bryce Mitchell on your big win. My favorite UFC fighter. This guy's killing it.
You're an idiot.
Why? What? He had a great performance.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
he's your favorite fighter. You two love Hitler.
I don't love Hitler. I don't even know who that guy is. Jeez.
Let's get off this conversation.
Yeah, wow.
I've gotten some.
Matt doesn't love Hitler.
I
He
don't
just
even-
made some stupid comments.
I don't even
in the
know who
past.
he is.
I've gotten some hate mail because of him and his comments.
Not me. I don't
Not
even,
you.
I don't even know Hitler. Listen. I don't think before I speak, so I'm just as surprised as you guys are. This is a brand new show to me.
But hold on. Here's what I say. You still should be held accountable, just like an accident. You talked about the inventor of the Barbie doll.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
According to you, I don't know if this is true, but according to the moron to my right, she was killed.
So she died of cancer, or she died of I think, colon cancer back in 2022. Her 2 designers, they just died in a car wreck over the weekend. Okay. So the 2 designers of Barbie, we'll talk about.
Well, hold on. I just want to kind of tie this into your stupidity of that comment. It was an accident. It was an accident that the moron drove the wrong way.
Yeah.
He should be put, or she should be put, to death. The death
Because of
penalty.
an accident?
The death penalty
What are we talking about here?
Yeah, I don't know about
Go
that.
to the backstory.
I'm saying when he made a stupid comment and he said that he was just as surprised of the statement as we were.
Yeah.
Accident, stupidity should be held accountable. I believe, and I believe this, I'm not saying it for the driver of a car accident, especially in a case like that, going the wrong way, whatever, should be instantly put to
What's
death.
this have to do with my Barbie doll?
Well, because the designers.
Maybe if you would listen.
Yeah, the designers.
I'm on this show and I'm lost, so I know everybody else is.
Oh, let me pull up the story. for factual references.
The designer of the Barbie doll, according to Matt, was killed in a car accident by a driver driving the wrong way.
Okay, see, this is the backstory. This is important
Well, he said
for the
that.
audience.
It was discussed.
It was kind of like
it was discussed.
not so clearly as you just said.
Two New York Post, 20 hours ago, 2 treasured Barbie designers killed in head-on crash in Italy. Mario Peglino, 52, and Gianni Grassi, 48, died in Sunday's crash after an elderly driver going the wrong way down the highway plowed into their car.
Instantly should be put to death.
They're elderly.
They're elderly, 82 years old.
Oh, no, they're elderly. They probably didn't even know what was going on.
Instantly.
No, come on.
Instantly.
82-year-old. Like, she doesn't even remember it. It's like you.
Instantly.
Like, do you think at 82 you're going to have cognitive awareness? Look at
I don't have it now. What do you mean? Instantly.
That's a good question for you, Leslie Lacey.
Yes.
So a trans person, a person who chose this life, that chose to go with their own changed sexual preference and origin.
Okay, you got to stop right there.
Hold
on, you got to stop because you don't choose stuff like that.
Well, if you become trans, if you choose to be trans.
No, you don't choose to
Yeah,
be
of course
trans.
you do. You choose it.
No, how do you know?
Okay,
did
but
you choose to be
hold on.
did you choose to
be stupid?
Did you choose?
No, he chooses to be stupid.
Did you choose to be straight?
No, it's just instinctive.
Exactly.
But I'm saying
That's
if you're
case
okay,
closed.
so if you transition,
I think I got him there, don't you think?
Hold on. Let's say you transition and then you hit older age and you start to have dementia and you forget that you chose to be trans.
He's trying to
do
be
you
funny.
go back? No, I'm asking serious. Do you go back to instinct? Do you go back to how you're born?
How the
How
heck?
would she know?
How the heck would I know
I'm
that?
just asking.
How would anybody know that? Because that is an interesting question.
Thank you.
But you could also, what if
Please
when I
don't
become dementia?
ever again say anything he has ever said is interesting.
It is interesting.
I just want to know.
All these
If a
knuckleheads.
trans person goes dementia, do they go back?
I've never heard that one.
Right, or do they
All
stay?
these knuckleheads are like, you're a funny guy, Matt.
Thanks.
Matt, what a great question.
I don't know about funny.
Previous person on the show would call me daily and bitch about him and hated being around him. And then in front of him, you're the best. You're the best.
Well, that's like saying when you are. This is like saying if you get dementia, are you going to forget that you're a guy?
That you're an idiot?
No, are you going to forget that you're a guy? That's what I mean. You don't know. So this is like
I'm
a
going to try to
ridiculous
avoid dementia.
question.
I'm going to try to keep.
Yeah, but you've been hit in the head too many times.
I have not. I have not taken any concussions.
Listen,
I don't even think I've
just
ever
want
had
to
one.
say the designer of the Barbie dolls thing, it's a little weird because you said he was 58 and the other one was 40. Barbie is 66 years old. So
they were the designer.
Yeah.
They're
Not the
not the
inventor.
original.
Not
the original
So they're
designer of which,
now.
So of some of the yeah. I
Of
just wanted
Ken's
to-
cousin that's coming out in 2 weeks.
He's gonna have some nice outfits with those Italian designers.
That's how they can
Shoes are gonna
charge,
be great
what they're
on
charging. All right. I know we only got a couple minutes left. Hour number 3. Both UFC fighters have been confirmed. So coming up after the top of the hour, Nick Klein will be on. And then the veteran, Neil Magny, as they both get back in the octagon this weekend. Yeah, another big card, some fun fights. Looking forward to that. PFL, I think the finals are Friday. The welterweight, I believe. I think I mentioned it earlier. Looking through my notes here. I don't know where I put it. Thad Gene.
And locally,
and Logan
World Class Fight League. Ralph Garcia's got his, it's an AMI promotion, but he runs it like a pro show. He used to do pro shows. So great entertainment, great place, great fighters, great fights.
It's at the Cuban Club.
And it's a well-run organization. So safe for all. Bring the family, bring the kids. I'll be in the back.
Well, that alone should keep you out.
Are you judging?
I am judging.
Okay, well, I'll see you there. Don't judge me.
I judge you all the
don't
time.
judge me. I'll be in the back. You can't judge me.
I will be judging, and that's why people always ask, because of my connection with Ralph, why I don't have his fighters on, and I don't feel I can.
Yeah, because it's a conflict of interest.
I don't think it would be, but I think it could portray that.
It does portray.
If I put both fighters on, is it? Still, if I only put one fighter on, is it? I mean, like I've always said, I could judge my mom and my wife fighting. I don't care who
would
wins.
win.
I have no idea.
Would win?
I mean, your mom has mobility.
Well,
They got the knee replacements.
Yeah, my wife had 2 knee replacements, and my mom has dementia, so she won't know who she's hitting,
and she wouldn't feel it. She wouldn't even know she's getting it.
Well, no, it's crazy. We don't know if it is the dementia, but like she had shingles not too long ago. Shingles is supposed to be painful.
Yeah.
And I was up in Atlanta, checking in and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, yeah, I got this rash. It's supposed to be painful. She had no idea. No idea.
Well, that doesn't mean that's
so shingles are performance enhancing.
Then you would be well, I mean, it depends.
We don't know what's happening in the brain.
No, that's true.
Which plays into
but her age. I mean, what is she, 99? How old's your mom?
No, she's not 99.
How old is she?
She'll be 90.
Okay, that's a long life. I mean, life expectancy is only 78.
It's not as long as her father.
I think it's 73, isn't it?
She's got like 13 years to catch up to her father.
Like men's like anywhere from like 75 to like 78.
Oh, it's gone up then.
But it's probably going to go down because of the spike proteins and this COVID vaccine.
And everything, Diet Coke. Everything that they put in food.
Yeah. Every time he calls and says, I'm trying to help you, stop drinking Diet Coke. I go, be right back. I got to go to the refrigerator.
It's hard to get off Diet Coke. It took me 20 years. I had to go through this de-herbs
I could get off it today.
No, you couldn't.
Absolutely.
That's what smokers say.
I could.
No, you couldn't.
I'm telling you I could.
Yeah, I know you're telling me that, but could you really? It's like smokers. Yeah, I can quit whenever I want.
And when I did stop last time, and then it tasted awful when I first went back to it.
Yeah, it does. It tastes like poison water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is poison. And I got one sitting there, and I'm going to go drink it right now.
Yeah.
This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Zone. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. Thank
Yo, maniacs, Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
Got bills and looking for work, but nobody is hiring? Staff Zone is, as the leading provider of commercial construction, industrial, and special event staffing throughout the Southeast, Texas, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and many other locations. Staff Zone has plenty of work for you, and they need you now. Don't wait. Go to www.staffzone.com and find a branch closest to you. Work today, get paid today. That's the Staff Zone way. 8 Man Strong is not simply about the biggest or strongest. It's about those who have survived true lows, suffered, faced demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you're bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8 Man Strong.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City.
FM 102.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Ahead of the Fed's decision on interest rates, a report out today showed economic growth bounced back in the second quarter. CBS's Jill Schlesinger is going over the numbers.
This report really does show that the economy seems to be managing higher prices without seeing a big deterioration. The months ahead will probably give us more data and reveal more about what's going on underneath the hood of the economy as those tariffs take hold.
And so what will the Fed do? CBS's Kelly O'Grady.
We've had a number of meetings go by where the Fed has taken very much a wait and see approach when it comes to interest rates because of a number of complicating factors. The most important, though, being the impact of tariffs and the ever-changing trade policy.
And this just in, the Fed has left interest rates unchanged as expected. President Trump today announced 25% tariffs on India, and there's more fallout for consumers from the tariffs, as Michael Wallace reports.
Procter & Gamble, the maker of Tide, Crest, and Charmin, warns it will raise prices on about a quarter of its products starting next month. The consumer products giant says the tariffs will increase its costs by about $1 billion in its next fiscal year. In recent months, P&G has been trying to avoid the tariffs by finding other sources for its raw materials and changing some of its product formulas.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is pushing to get the full Epstein files released. Senate Democrats have written the Justice Department asking for the materials under a rarely used measure.
Senate Democrats took action. We're invoking federal law and using our authority as a check on the executive to compel transparency.
There's a hearing on Capitol Hill today on the crash between a Delta Airlines flight and an Army helicopter back in January. Investigators say the helicopter was flying above its height limit, as Chris Van Cleve reports.
There's some indications that the information fed to the pilots might not have been accurate, making the pilots think they were lower than they actually were. So that's certainly one of the focuses of this investigation based on the questions that are being asked.
67 people were killed in that mid-air collision near Washington's Reagan National Airport. There's good and bad news about the weather from meteorologist Grant Gilmore.
Some places feeling like around 112 to 115, but the heat wave is beginning to subside just a little bit. Still incredibly humid, especially across the mid and the lower Mississippi Valley, but you're still looking at triple-digit temperatures.
140 million Americans are under heat advisories and warnings today. On Wall Street, stocks are slightly higher. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk. Entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Yo, maniacs. Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
All right, we are back. Third hour of doing the 10 bells. I honestly think it was well deserved. You know, for everybody that's passed away, everybody that passed away last week, the people we knew, including Tommy up in New York, Ryan Sandberg, Ozzy Osbourne, but Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan deserved all 3 hours. Everybody felt and feels like they knew Hulk Hogan. They might not have known Terry Bollea. You and I both had the opportunity to meet him and be around him.
I don't think Terry Bollea knew Terry Bollea. I mean, I think that was one of the biggest pushbacks you hear of his career was he gave up his identity.
He did give it up to be Hulk Hogan, but again, he chose to do that.
For sure. Right.
So I just don't want to, right. I don't want to separate the two, but to me, this is the biggest icon in decades.
For sure.
And like I said, in hour number one, my son goes, well, what about the Pope? Well,
bigger than Barbie?
I think this is the biggest death that I can think of, honestly.
The Pope is replaced. Hulk Hogan isn't.
Right. Well, and I correlate, the passing of Hulk Hogan, not Terry Bollea per se, but Hulk Hogan,
Francis was great,
to Elvis Presley.
Oh, come on.
What was Elvis's real name?
Elvis Aaron Presley.
Oh, he wasn't.
What are you saying? Come on. You wouldn't put them on equal.
Oh,
is Elvis as big as Hogan?
I don't think so. No.
Elvis to this day, how long has he been dead? Since 1977? He still grosses more dead than Hulk Hogan ever. I mean, this is not even comparable. It's worldwide.
So is Hulk Hogan is worldwide.
Not like Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley is, he had the very first show that was ever showed by satellite around the entire world.
Go into a vintage album store. Do you know how much Elvis Presley albums sell for? $4.95.
What's a Hulk Hogan album sell for?
More than $4.95.
An album?
All right.
An album?
All right. We'll get back to talking about it, but we are going to continue remembering our friend.
That's a good
Terry
comparison, though.
He's amazing.
Let's go to the phone lines. UFC this weekend again. Let's welcome another UFC fighter that'll be back in action this weekend, Nick Klein. Nick, how are you?
Doing great, guys. How are you?
We're not bad. We appreciate your time. Talk about Fight Week. What's Fight Week like for you? And I always ask, do you try not to think about the task at hand, which is Saturday, or are you focusing on that?
I guess it's a little bit of both. I kind of just embrace the process. There's only so much you can do during Fight Week. You kind of got to focus on just getting your weight down and maybe just refining. The last couple tools in your arsenal that you might want to bring into the fight. But other than that, it's just a bit of a waiting game.
I know. Sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I the most nervous part of camp, honestly, is when the weeks leading up to the fight. It's not so much fight week. By then, all the work's pretty much done, and so fight week's kind of just a bit of a waiting game for me.
And that's exactly what Eve Edwards used to say back in the day. Everything is done. If you didn't do it by now, it's too late. And I call Saturday, when you get back in the octagon, Christmas morning.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's go time then, and that's what you've been sitting around all week for. That's what you train all those relentless training sessions for, and that's go time.
I always tell, the guests as we're talking, I try not to do a lot of research. I'll try to pull one or two things and then just have a conversation. And then whatever comes out, and I call it a chat, comes out. So I jumped on for a second, and I'm curious because I don't look at this stuff. Are you aware of social media? Do you follow social media? Do you look at odds? Does it motivate you whether you're a favorite or an underdog, or do you not care?
To my knowledge, I've been fighting for 8 years now. And my coaches might know more than me because I don't follow it super closely, but to my knowledge, I've never been a favorite when odds are broken on a fight, ever.
Does that bother you, or does it motivate you? Not that you need motivation.
I've gotten this far, right?
Right. See, I'm the type of person where I would want to be, I want to be hated. I want to be the Oakland Raiders. I want to go out and like you've done and prove everybody wrong, even though, and all the odds mean is the money's going on. It doesn't mean favorite or underdog. It's just people are betting against one fighter and betting for, right?
Right. I guess as far as, and like I just said, I don't recall ever being a favorite in any of my fights. In a way, I guess that presents less pressure because it kind of reminds me of like earlier regional days. When you're driving around to different cities and smaller promotions and stuff, a lot of times hometown promotions and stuff will bring in an outside guy for their hometown guy to crush. I always loved being that guy as well, or the Oakland Raiders, as you say. I like kind of crashing that party, and just shutting up all the hometown fans. And it really just at the end of the day kind of gives me a little bit less pressure. But it's really not something that I think too deeply on. I really just focus on my recipe for success and the skills that my team and my coaches and myself have put together to go win fights.
So Nick, going back to the origin of the UFC, what made it so appealing and how wrestling fans migrated over from WWF and became fans of combat sports. A lot of the guys had full-time jobs and they were skilled craftsmen, and then they would go and fight on the weekends. And I know you're a laborer, the 113. Do you ever intend to just fight full time and not work career wise and just focus on fighting, or is that something you will do forever?
So I think, I am still an active union member. Actually, in the last 2 to 3 years, I've actually started my own concrete LLC as well. So in the summer, I actually don't work union, and I've been running my own flat work. It's doing driveways and patios, sidewalks, all that kind of stuff. That's really helped me kind of be able to prioritize my training as well, and just kind of control my schedule a little bit more. I think no matter what happens, no matter how far I climb the UFC roster or how much success I have in fighting, coming from just that gritty trades background has always kind of kept me just grounded. And I think no matter what, fighting is a young man's game. Nobody fights into their 40s, 50s, and 60s, right? So eventually, the fighting's going to come to an end, and I think I'll always have trades work to kind of fall back on and stay busy with.
It would have been much easier for you to say it doesn't necessarily keep you grounded; it keeps you blue collar.
Yeah. I guess I could have put it that way.
So Nick, we have a unique opportunity here at Knockout Radio. Kind of like Mr. Miyagi, you got to do a little bit of work for training camp, but Randy needs a concrete pad in the back of his house.
Really bad.
He's got a shed going up. So on your summer break, you come on down to the Clearwater. We'll
get you a hotel. We'll get you some
trained
training.
Sounds good. Hey,
I can get you some.
If you're going to pay for the travel and everything, I'd be more than happy to.
We might be able to do that, and I can get you some. My brother owns a temporary labor company. I can get you some help. We can get all my work done just from you.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Let's get to know a little bit more about you. And I asked some of these silly off-the-wall questions like, if you could have dinner with 4 people, living or passed away, real or fictitious, who would those 4 people be?
Not family
Holy
members.
cow, man.
Yeah.
Boy, that is
Not-
that's a tough one.
Not family members, not anybody from the gym.
Okay.
So just, if you could sit down and have a conversation with anybody, who would you like that to be?
Boy, this is going to be. I'm going to have some stupid and serious answers here. I'm going to have to go with Deadpool.
Jared Warren.
Mike Tyson.
Oh, that's interesting.
Boy. Who else? I got two more here. My coach Solo says Gene Simmons.
Well, hey, I've had the opportunity to meet Gene Simmons. He's worth a chat.
Sure. Boy. Man, I don't know. That's such a crazy question. I've never even thought about.
All right. Well, then it's 3. We'll leave it at 3.
Yeah, 3's fair enough.
Yeah, 3 it is.
Now, of course, you already know Dana, but if you would have brought Dana instead of Tyson, you have Dana call Mike Tyson. So that's a freebie. And then you'd still, you might still be able to get the president and everybody else just through Dana's phone. What's the craziest, strangest, funniest thing that's ever happened to you or involving you in the middle of a fight? Whether it's an MMA fight, a street fight, a fight, with a family member.
I think one of the most, I'll give you 2. So I fought a tough guy on LFA, and at some point in the fight, I was kind of stuck in his guard in the middle of the fight, and he had both my hands, and I said to him, "Oh my God, I wish I could headbutt right now." And he's like, "Go for it." And then one of my last regional fights, I fought a kid that actually fought on Contender Series and got signed, but for some reason ended up not fighting, and just getting released from the UFC right away. But it was in the last round of the fight that I had gotten in on a double leg and picked him up, and I looked over at my coach, Jake, and he looks at me with a smile. He goes, "Bring him here." And I carried him over to my corner and put him down there and then finished him.
Like the Matt Hughes Frank Trigg, where he picks him up and walks him across the cage.
Yep. Yeah, it was exactly like that. It was just funny how we made eye contact and there was just a smirk, and he goes, "Bring him here." And I brought him over and put him down and beat him up and then choked him out.
How long does that rapport, with the coach, develop? We always hear about, I know what they're thinking, and, we cover the NFL as well, and linemen, tell me, I know what he's thinking. How long does that take to develop?
I don't know. I mean, I think it all depends on the fighter and the coach relationship. I knew, so I trained at a smaller gym for maybe 8 to 12 months or so before I had, linked up with the team that I was at now. And it was actually at my first amateur fight that I had met the coaches that I have now. And I could just see the way that they had a system built for success. They wanted to build connections. They wanted to get guys to the UFC. And I could just see that the support level and just level of professionalism was there. And I've just kind of fully trusted in them ever since. And I think just over the years, we've kind of just learned like the inner workings of each other, So, I mean, I would say, over a matter of a few years, you really start to learn your way around each other.
I always like to ask, there's a big comic convention in town this week, and, fans go to that. The UFC had their fan expo a couple of weeks ago. Fans are there, memorabilia, autographs. What do you collect?
Okay, that's a funny question. I actually I'm into collecting longboards. So I, apart from like trades work and fighting, I'm actually big into like snowboarding, wakeboarding, and longboarding, stuff like that. Anything on a board I'm into. I would surf, but I live by the Great Lakes, not the ocean, so surfing's kind of out of my wheelhouse. But I have 3 kids and then a girlfriend of like 12 years now too. We've been growing a family for some time now, but my kids are actually getting to the age now where they'll come longboarding and stuff with us. And so we kind of take these family longboard rides, and I will buy shitty ones, refill, or just keeping them around for the family to ride. Longboards have kind of been something I've started collecting.
That's so cool.
That's cool.
Do you, when you buy them, are there certain, rules that you have on this collection, or, I just kind of like when you look at one, you say, okay, it's this and this, I want to buy it for this reason.
Yeah. Well, so sometimes it's one that was like more mass produced. Yeah, well, so sometimes it's one that was like more mass produced, but it's kind of beat up, and it's like, well, cool, I can just refinish this one, give it a new graphic on the bottom, give it a new grip tape on top, new hardware and stuff, new wheels, and by the time I'm done with it, you wouldn't even know it was that board. There's other ones that I'll find that have that were cut out or crafted customly, and someone kind of doesn't know what they have, or they're not into it like I am, and this board is a potential one-off. Like, you're not going to find another one. And those are the ones that I really enjoy kind of putting the time into, and typically the ones that I end up hanging on to kind of permanently as well. But yeah, really, as long as it's being sold at a reasonable price and there's some uniqueness to it, or I have a good idea as far as, kind of rebuilding it. Yeah, it's good for the taking.
So have you started the barter system, and you find that board you want, and you're like, hey, I'll tell you what, I'll trade you a pair of gloves for that board?
Oh, heck no. My kids are getting all of the UFC equipment and all of the fight stuff. I'll autograph a napkin for you if you knock $20 off, but otherwise I'll just pay you what you're asking for.
All right. Well, good enough. You're making the walk again Saturday back into the octagon. Thoughts on your opponent? And I always ask this as well. Does that even matter? It's more what you're going to do, not necessarily what the opponent's bringing.
Yeah, I really try not to. So I've watched a little bit of film, and more or less because my team wanted me to just kind of go over a couple of, key points and stuff that they think are going to come up in the fight and just ways to combat that. But, obviously he's a skilled guy. Everybody in the UFC has at least one skill that got them there, right? Like, nobody in the UFC is without skill or talent. Everybody has at least one thing that got them there.
Yeah, they're crazy. They're crazy.
Yeah, that we've all got a little bit of that, I guess. But this guy, he's got a lot of length. He's tall, and he's going to provide awkward challenges. But at the end of the day, just like you said, it's about what I can do and the team, the recipe and game plan that myself and my team have crafted, and really just implementing that when comes time to fight him.
How old are your children?
I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. I have 2 older daughters, and my youngest is my son.
Well, we always like to thank our guests for coming on, and I know that we got your address. We're going to send you a care package from 8 Man Strong, as well as I have a sponsor. It's called Fantasy Pets, and they make the coolest 3D. What's it called? Something printing?
3D printed.
The 3D
dragons.
printing dragons. And when I find out, and I like to find out, when my guests have children, and I'm going to have them send each one of your children one of these really cool 3D dinosaurs.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So that'll get sent out.
Maybe we can make it out of concrete.
Could I follow up your question about who I would sit down and have dinner with?
Nope, we've moved on. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
Okay, I was drawing blanks there for a second, but I'm gonna go with Deadpool, Mike Tyson, Joe Rogan, and Tom Segura.
Joe Rogan. Interesting.
All right. Well, again, you can walk up to Joe Rogan anytime. You really want to?
Yeah. I mean, maybe shoot. Someday you might be watching a podcast with me and him or something. I'd have to go with it'd either be him or another good comic, like maybe like Tony Hinchcliffe or something. I watch a lot of comedy stuff. So.
I mean, Joe's an awesome guy. I've known Joe since day one. I was involved with the UFC before Joe Rogan was. So, I mean, I've been around him a long time. He's a great dude.
Yeah, he seems like I watched his podcast. I've been watching his podcast for, I don't know, all of 8 to 10 years.
I'll tell you a quick Joe Rogan. So the UFC is obviously in Vegas back in the day. We were at MGM. I came out off the elevator, and Joe was there hanging out with BJ Penn, Eddie Bravo, and Joey Diaz. They're just standing like in that little convenience store area at MGM. And I'm walking by. I'm just bored. I'm waiting, for the next press conference or whatever. And Joe goes, "Randy, what are you doing?" I go, "Nothing." He goes, "You want to go with us to Tough Enough?" And so I'm now in the limo hanging out with BJ and Joe and all those guys, and the most down to earth. And, when we're together, I'll tell you some really great stories. I won't, on the air, even though I've said it before. I just don't want to kill more time and waste more of your time. But
you're not wasting my time at all. I love doing stuff like this.
Joe is definitely
but
one
of
the
your
best.
Of your 4 for dinner, who's the funniest? Because in my mind, I think Mike Tyson at a spelling bee competition is pretty damn funny.
Mike Tyson's hilarious. And also, I mean, I've never met him in person, but just from what I've seen of him on camera, also, especially in the later days, just super down to earth and humble, just a guy who's certainly seen it all, so he'd be a super iconic figure for me to meet. But I have to say, Tom Segura has been at the top of my comedy list forever. So I'd have to say Tom is probably my favorite in terms of comedy.
Well, there you have it. Nick, we certainly appreciate your time. Have fun. That's what Saturday's all about. All the hard work is done. Enjoy yourself. And hopefully we'll talk to you again real soon.
Heck yeah. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Take care. That is Nick Klein back in the octagon.
Randy,
this weekend.
You could have said your Mount Rushmore with the 4 people that passed away this week. I mean, if you're have dinner with living or dead, Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne, Tommy Classy, and Pee Wee Herman.
That might be yours.
That's a pretty good lineup for just this week of superstars that have passed.
I mean, depending on how you want to go, my idea is it would be people I would want. Honestly, and this is no disrespect, I have no interest in talking to Ozzy when he was alive.
He can't talk. You couldn't talk when he was alive.
You couldn't understand anything he said.
I'm just saying. Well, there's been some really, really good, but it's funny how sometimes they're like, if I go with Dana can call Mike Tyson. Which he's done. Dana can call Donald Trump.
Yeah, you guys could have a 3-way on the phone.
Hey. We're going to a break. No. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Zone. We'll be right back.
3-way goes to break.
Yo, maniacs. Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
Got bills and looking for work, but nobody is hiring? Staff Zone is, as the leading provider of commercial construction, industrial, and special event staffing throughout the Southeast, Texas, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and many other locations. Staff Zone has plenty of work for you, and they need you now. Don't wait. Go to www.staffzone.com and find a branch closest to you. Work today, get paid today. That's the Staff Zone way.
Say goodbye to outdated equipment and welcome the latest smart technology into your home. With Cool Breeze AC, you can effortlessly control the temperature and create the perfect environment from anywhere at any time. Call Cool Breeze today at 727-954-3605.
You're hungry. Where do you go to eat? Berg Sports Bar and Grill. You want to have a drink? Where do you go? Berg Sports Bar and Grill. Having a get-together with the guys from the softball team? Where do you do it? That's right, Berg Sports Bar and Grill. Located at 1320 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, right across from Tropicana Field. Berg's is the best place to take the whole family for food and fun. Going to a Rays game? Have dinner before the game at Berg's, and after the Rays win, come and celebrate with all your friends at Berg's, right across from the Trop. So come down and see Berg and the whole gang at Berg Sports Bar and Grill. Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Check out fantasypets.com, where fantasy meets cutting-edge technology. We create breathtaking 3D printed fantasy creatures that captivate hearts and minds, from the T-Rex to the dragons and the shark to the crocodile. Every fantasy pet is a testament to our dedication and precision and quality. You can request custom designs and bulk pricing as well. Go to fantasypets.com. That's fantasypets.com.
8 Man Strong is not simply about the biggest or strongest. It's about those who have survived true lows, suffered, faced demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you're bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8 Man Strong.
Yo, maniacs. Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
All right, we are back. Bottom of the hour. One more break, and then we're going to drive down to Clearwater Beach.
Is that what you want to do, brother? Is that what you want to do?
As long as you don't act like that.
Well, he was like, "What you gonna do?" And I'm like, "We're gonna come out and see you." That's the answer.
There's so many things I could say.
What are you gonna say? Go ahead.
No, not about you. Just about so many things. So many things.
Just go for it.
Like,
don't be afraid.
If you believe in, and Terry at some point goes to heaven, If he goes to heaven.
He was baptized recently.
Okay, so that wipes everything out?
I mean, that's the way it works.
Is that how it works?
That's the way it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to hear that conversation with him and Randy. Because I know I've told you the day Randy Poffo passed away, Randy and I were pretty good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And Randy told me stories. And Randy told me stories how he tried to bury the hatchet and blah, 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 blah. So is this where, oh, yeah, Terry, I want to talk to you?
I think, I think religion is one of those things where people go, cleanse themselves, go back out, do whatever they want to do.
And just continue to cleanse themselves.
It's kind of like, like people go to church on Sunday and then like they go back out Sunday night and start all over again and do the same things they did all week.
You're right.
So
there's a lot of hypocrisy in it.
Yeah. So, I mean, did he do it for the right reason? Maybe it was a thing for him and his wife to do together.
Yeah,
Maybe it was like a start of a new chapter. So, I think it's great for whatever purpose it served.
I don't care about any of that. I just I would love to hear that conversation.
But I'm kind
with
of more
Randy
along
and
the
Terry.
lines like Scientology. Like I'm more like heaven's like not a place. It's a being. It's inside.
I think after you die, there's nothing but love that comes and meets with you. I think there's a lot of people that have talked about when they pass like near-death experiences or post-death, like they die for a certain amount and then they're brought back. And they all pretty much say the same thing about the light and about
and they're just happy to be alive.
Yeah, but isn't the light the medical examination room like it's bright? You're like coming out of it like
it's the autopsy.
It's so bright.
Let me out.
That's funny because some people drown. There's different ways. They're not necessarily always in a hospital, but
you're still at the autopsy room.
If you wake up, you're in some kind of medical facility, like an ambulance. There's lighting. There's like a spotlight on
the top reason you don't want to be cremated. You wake up in the autopsy room.
No, I get it.
It has happened.
I
got no response. I thought I had to explain.
Randy, for years, his joke to the fighters was, "My next weight cut will be my cremation." But look at him now, down 60 pounds.
Not quite.
Yeah, Randy.
I'm down about 45.
Yeah, congratulations.
Right. That's important. That's impressive.
Yep.
Won't take up as much space when we bury you in the ground.
It's we get
coffin will be less expensive.
Well, first of all,
bury vertical. In Brazil, they bury you vertical.
First of
to
all,
save space.
Our spot that you and I just ignore.
I'm serious.
The spots that you and I get at the VA is the same little area. So it don't matter what you weigh.
Yeah, you know what?
It's a little box.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do because here's the thing. I don't like cremations, man. I don't like them because
most Jews don't either.
Because here's the thing. Like I like when they say ashes, dust to dust.
Blew right by.
I like the fact that we're giving back to the earth, and our body is now feeding the earth by going underground. Like cremation isn't natural.
Or polluting the earth with toxic chemicals.
It's all the hormones in us.
Hold on. So I had an idea to create a casket company one year. The male version looks like a V taper, looks like a bodybuilder. The women's is shapely and curvy.
Oh my God, sexist coffins.
So that way you can live in eternity with the body you never had on Earth. Just shove your fat ass in a box, make it look like a Barbie doll, and keep it moving. Anybody want to sponsor that with me? Let you get at me. We'll create superhero coffins.
That's it. Get out.
Oh. We're gonna need 2 coffins for that guy.
You just got thrown out of the studio.
What did I do?
Again.
I always get thrown out.
That's our station manager.
Dang.
He wants no part of you. I've been telling him for years.
Too. He looks great, Ed. You guys are losing weight.
Stop kissing up.
Do Jews get cremated? Is that the thing or no? Like, is there a religious thing with that by any chance?
First of all, don't group me into any group.
Yes, I am grouping you into the Jewish group.
In order to be buried in the VA, at least the VA cemetery here in Pinellas County, you have to be cremated.
Oh, you do have to be cremated? What about the one in, no, I thought I could get, my body would go in there for free.
Well, your body goes into the box for free.
Yeah, but it's ashes.
Well, it's ashes.
Right.
Yeah, the bodies are not buried at the VA in Pinellas County.
I did not know that. Yeah. I wonder if that's the same over in
Tampa. No, well, I don't.
Hillsborough.
I didn't know that there's a cemetery there.
Oh, there's probably not.
It's just a VA.
Yeah.
Though there's one like up Ocala area or something that is caskets.
God, I'm going to Ocala. Oh, at least I'll be by John Travolta.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's cool.
I'm sure John will stop in and say hi.
Yeah, he'll stay in the afterlife. He'll come in. He'll fly in with his Scientology ghost jet and say hi to me.
He'll pave over it and make a runway for his jumbo jet.
By the way, I met.
No, that's Nick.
I met him.
Nick will pave over it.
Travolta is gorgeous to this day.
Well,
I
he's
met
right
him
up there.
I know he's a
He's
picture
on-
with our Tan Talk owner here. He is a really good looking, ladies. If you ever meet him out there, I mean, even now in his 60s, he's the bomb.
He's doing sexist stuff, and you're talking about a bomb dude that is Vinnie Barbarino.
Oh, listen, he's but he's also Michael, and he's also
Who's Michael?
from the movie Michael, like where he played the angel. The great you guys are killing me. You haven't seen Seven with Brad Pitt, and you haven't seen Michael with John Travolta.
That would be correct. I've seen
Two excellent movies. One of his best movies is Michael. He
never
plays
seen
this-
Casino. Isn't Brad Pitt in that?
No, that's Robert De Niro and Sharon Stone, and the little short guy Joe Pesci.
Brad Pitt's not in Casino?
No, he's not in Casino.
He's in Ocean's.
His Ocean's
the
11.
Ocean series, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Killing me, Smalls.
Ocean's.
Okay.
He's in
I've never seen that movie either.
He's in 1
You
through
never saw-
6.
you never-
He's in
Sandlot?
7.
You never saw The Sandlot?
No.
Hey, have you ever seen a movie? I'm just curious because this is going down here quick. Have you ever seen a movie?
I've seen the
Give me a movie you've seen.
Rocky 5.
Oh,
He's watched Rocky 5 times.
More than 5.
He's watched all 5.
No, first of all, there's been 6, 7, 8 Rockies.
Ever seen The Lords of Flatbush?
No.
That's that was before he got Rocky. He did The Lords of
Right.
Flatbush. Listen to this, with Henry Winkler.
Right.
And Henry Winkler actually patterned, that was Sylvester Stallone we're talking about, patterned his character of Fonzie with the voice of Sylvester Stallone, because he was his friend and they had done that movie together before he did Rocky. He kind of channeled a little bit of Sly.
They both
naturally.
owe each other a great deal.
Why is that?
Well, there's many stories. Like Henry helped Stallone sell the script to Rocky.
Yeah, that's true.
And,
that's true. Yeah,
Stallone never wanted to sell it. And finally, times were tough, blah, blah, blah. And I believe the story is that he did sell it. And then he had remorse right after.
Yeah.
Then he sell his dog?
And then, but the dog you can get back. Once you sell the script,
Yeah,
the
IP is gone, right?
Yeah.
Well, he got them both back.
And it was,
He
I
got
think
the
it was
script.
300,000. I think
Right.
I think Henry talks about that in his
Yeah.
autobiography. And this is in the 70s,
Yeah.
$300,000, about $1 million now. And he was broke. He
Yep.
didn't have any money.
Yep.
And he's been offered this, but he had remorse. And
Henry went and was
yeah,
able to get it back.
Henry
for him.
went you're right.
Wow.
That's a great
Yeah.
story. The Fonz, man.
And how they both have really been there for each other.
Yeah.
And, Stallone helped him. Henry helped
Yeah,
him.
that's a tough call because, if you have nothing,
Of course it's tough.
100% of nothing is nothing.
Have you gone on Shark Tank?
Yeah, like 10%.
have you seen Shark Tank or have you seen The Wall? How many times do you watch that show, The Wall? And they have 180,000, but they could have whatever's on the wall. And 99 out of 100 times, whatever they do was wrong. They rip it up. They have nothing.
But he really was like, he didn't have
No.
any money, but
He sold his dog.
Yeah.
Stallone sold his dog.
What? Now that I didn't know. What kind of
Yeah.
dog was it?
It was a butt kiss.
A butt kiss?
Like a bulldog or
Like
something?
the Dick? It was named Dick.
I
Did
don't
Dick
know what
Butt
kind.
after Dick Butkus?
Didn't you see Rocky? The name of the dog and his butt kiss.
Oh no.
He sold the dog.
But in real life, he sold his
yes,
dog?
he sold his dog. And then as the story goes, allegedly, just, so we don't get sued, I believe the story is when he made some money, he went to try to buy the dog back from, I think it was a friend, and he charged him like 3 times as much.
Oh wow. Wow. That's strange. So basically pawned.
They're no longer
he
brothers.
pawned the dog to his friend. He pawned him. And then that's what
He
that
should
was.
have gone to my buddy Seth Gold. He probably would
speaking
have got a
of
better
that,
deal.
Randy.
That's weird.
Yes.
Selling the dog is weird.
Where's Ed at? Is still there? Ed, we would like to officially petition that Clearwater Beach be renamed the City of Brotherly Love. No more Philadelphia. They have terrible sports fans, bad attitudes, terrible cheesesteaks. So we want, because of Hulk Hogan and his legacy of Clearwater Beach, we're all brothers now.
No.
And we lost the number one brother, and this is the City of Brotherly Love.
But we're not all brothers.
Let's vote.
We're all brothers
all
until
in favor say
somebody gets
aye,
mad.
aye. Hands up.
Alone again.
Stallone again?
What?
I feel so Stallone again.
I said alone again. He said still on again.
I do feel like Stallone. I feel like I need to sell my dog or sell my script or sell my IP.
Well, your wife's been trying to sell you.
Well, I protected all that stuff, hoping that I would get a big payoff one day, and I have 100% of nothing right now.
I tell you what, I could never sell Valentino or Nemo. I could never sell my cats. I don't care if someone offered me, because they're worth about $10 million, that kind of love, and I would not sell them. I wouldn't.
All right, I just got the text from the UFC, so let's go hit a break. When we come back, we'll go do our final interview of the afternoon. Neil Magny standing by, and he'll be on, and Chuck Woolery, 2 and 2.
Yo, maniacs, Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
8 Man Strong is not simply about the biggest or strongest. It's about those who have survived true lows, suffered, faced demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you're bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8 Man Strong.
Rhino Cards, located at 406 11th Avenue North in St. Petersburg, is your one-stop card collection facility, specializing in all sports, Pokemon, Star Wars, and of course, Knockout Radio's favorite, the UFC cards. If you're looking to purchase, sell, or trade, then Rhino Cards is the place for you. Details are coming on some very awesome UFC card giveaways, thanks to Rhino Cards as well. That's Rhino Cards, conveniently located in St. Petersburg, on 4th Street and 11th Avenue North.
This is Randy Harris for Mick for Hair at Got Split End Salon in Pinellas Park, our official hair care and grooming provider who caters to everyone, women, men, kids, and senior citizens in an affordable, upscale environment staffed with the most talented professionals in the business. Visit Mick for Hair at Got Split Ends today at 4376 Park Boulevard in Pinellas Park, or call them at 727-290-9873.
Experience the charming Country Depot gift shop located in the heart of downtown Brooksville, located at 36 North Broad Street. From sports memorabilia to antiques, from handbags to one-of-a-kind art and decor, the Country Depot has it all. Check them out at countrydepot.com, Country Depot on Facebook, or stop by the store at 36 North Broad Street in downtown Brooksville.
The once-a-year event is back. Tampa Bay Comic Convention is coming your way August 1st through the 3rd. Join the ultimate 3-day pop culture experience where you can meet your favorite celebrities, explore an immersive vendor hall, hear special guests share stories, and connect with a community that shares your passion. Tampa Bay Comic Convention is the perfect place to bring your family, make new friends, and share unforgettable moments with fellow fans. Save on tickets now with promo code MAGIC at TampaBayComicConvention.com.
Got bills and looking for work but nobody is hiring? Staff Zone is, as the leading provider of commercial construction, industrial, and special event staffing throughout the Southeast, Texas, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and many other locations. Staff Zone has plenty of work for you, and they need you now. Don't wait. Go to www.staffzone.com and find a branch closest to you. Work today, get paid today. That's the Staff Zone way.
Yo, maniacs, Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
All right, we're back coming to you live in studio. Like I said, we did a couple trial runs. And we should be doing the video very shortly in the next couple of weeks. Are we going back to Las Vegas right now? Are we good? Interesting.
What happened?
Nothing.
Technical difficulties.
No.
Well, we got a chance. My friends over at Chill In Out Clearwater has a $99 a month unlimited membership, red light therapy, cryotherapy, infrared sauna, compression therapy right here on McMullen Booth. So those of you local to Clearwater, go over and see my friends at Chill In Out Clearwater.
Just keep plugging away. Anybody else you want to plug?
I want to shout out Sammy Nico Dalao, UFC Gym, Pinellas Park. Grand opening. We're supposed to be with King Mo and Rashad Evans.
It was never supposed to be.
Well, that's what I was told.
By who?
By King Mo.
No.
Kimbo said he was coming up for the grand opening. That's what he told me. We're supposed to get on the truck. Get on the truck. I had King Mo doing vertical movements in the back of the last CFFC fights in Tampa.
Explain vertical movements. Jumping jacks?
No, like altering gravity to your brain, activating sympathetic nervous system.
Of course. I don't know how I didn't put that together.
Engaging internal connective tissue, grip strength, longevity matrix, things to live longer as a human.
We got to get Randy doing that.
Doing what?
Vertical movements.
Not a chance.
He needs it.
Not a chance.
Listen, the average human, 78 years old.
Chance.
None of the people we talked to about today that passed made it to the average. We got to make sure you get to the average at least, Randy.
You know what's here's the thing. Like I just don't believe that this is the end. So it's like dying. I'm not afraid to die. Like I'm not all.
You're just not looking forward to it.
I mean, no, I'm not.
That's what my dad said. My dad's like, I'm not afraid to die.
Yeah.
My dad, being the mental case he goes, I'm kind of looking forward to it. The experience, like, you are an idiot. I mean, it's the first time I ever called my dad an idiot.
I feel like
it's just time.
I just feel
why
like
not ride this thing out as long as you can?
Absolutely.
And
you got to enjoy it.
Look, when Ed was talking about the lady who was upset about 50 cents at the bar, just a negative Nancy,
50
Karen.
Cent was at the bar?
No, but like 50 Cent at the bar with Ed.
50 Cent was at the bar?
What was he doing at the bar?
Well,
what was he doing?
He has his own liquor.
He's got a movie coming out?
But the point is, people get so upset over little trivial things in life, traffic and upset in retail, but they let major things in their life go unnoticed or confronted.
Yeah,
like
I saw that. You sent me that
Yeah.
post. You sent me that post.
I mean, it's terrible. That's the problem with the world. People just are focused on the wrong things.
No, for sure.
And if you can make small, measurable things that impact your quality of life and extend it, because look, Hogan was a master. We all know his greatness. None of us debate that. But the man was in chronic pain. Every time he stood up was
yeah, but
well, you guys just sit there. You guys just
we
sit
don't
there.
know.
Come on, I think
Let's go back out to Las Vegas. Our final interview for today as we get ready for this weekend's UFC. Let's welcome back to the program the Haitian sensation, Neil Magny. Neil, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Not too bad. We appreciate your time. First and foremost, let me wish you an early happy birthday.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So you all in one weekend. You have a fight, you get a bonus, and then you can go out and buy yourself a really awesome birthday gift on Sunday.
Sounds good to me. Let's make it a plan.
How does that work? Are you a baseball fan?
Every once in a while, I'll tune into a game. I don't, let's say, follow the season too closely, but more so just kind of like a hobby from here to here.
Obviously, the reason, I know you're from the Chicago area. Curious if you were a Cubs, White Sox fan, and obviously with the passing of, and I hate the word legend. It's one of the most overused words, and I say it all the time. But, the Chicago area, the baseball world lost a legend in Ryne Sandberg.
Oh, no way. Yeah, I was in word that's enough. Oh,
I didn't mean to break news.
I mean, I was not expecting that. Well,
he's Googled right now who Ryne Sandberg is.
Obviously, it's been a difficult week. We're based in the Tampa Bay area, national radio program, but with the passing of another legend in Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan. Were you a wrestling fan?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Any good Hulk Hogan stories? Do you remember watching them?
Yeah, I mean, we grew up on Hulk Hogan. I mean, back in my day it was WWF, and that was like the go-to. I mean, the Ulster Warrior, Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker. That was literally our go-to.
There's not many things that I remember. Like, I've covered the UFC since day one, UFC 1, and I can probably remember 10, 12, 14, fights. But I remember when Hulk Hogan turned in WCW and went the NWO, and that's something that obviously, I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely embraced it. Like, I grew up with 4 brothers, so every day, every weekend, all of our cousins would come over. We were all just trying to re-implement, or replay what we saw in WWF, WWE, and even WCW when they came around. So it was definitely a huge part of my upbringing, my childhood, being able to indulge in wrestling.
Okay, now let's be honest, because I know I grew up with older brother, and younger sister. I still feel bad for everything that we did to my sister. What was the worst experience of one of the brothers or yourself coming off? Typically, it's called the top ring rope, but it's the top of the couch, and something that happened while you guys were clowning around.
So my brothers would do this thing where they would like literally, my two older brothers, they'll hold, like one will hold my arms, whatever will hold my legs, and they're like swing back and forth. And the goal was to like let me go and like fall on the bed or whatever. Like that was their way of slamming you against the ropes. The downside is we had bunk beds. So as they're swinging me back and forth, trying to get me to land perfectly in between these two beds or whatever on a soft landing. I remember one time they just like threw me against the bed where it's like literally just head first crashing into the bunk bed, and they're like trying to stop me from bleeding, trying to keep me from crying from my mom came running in, and just it was wild times, dude. It's like kids being kids trying to entertain themselves in the house.
See, I thought we were unique. I thought we were the only guys that did knucklehead stuff like that, but I guess we all did.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, a bunch of kids cooped up in the house. You're definitely going to find a way to entertain yourself.
So Randy obviously didn't do his homework, Neil. He's asking about baseball and wrestling. He didn't know about your Olympic hopefuls for the Haitian track team. let's talk about that.
I wish. I mean, the best I could do is running track in high school and the one marathon I ran back in the day, but that was all for the wrong motivation.
So obviously you probably don't know who Ryan Sandberg is. Do you know who I am? Does that story ring a bell to you?
Well, here's how bad this whole story and this whole interview is going, because he said the same stupid thing last time you were on and brought up the bobsled team and stuff. Me with dementia, and I remembered it.
Jamaica.
Jamaican bobsled team. No, but you brought that up last time.
So Neil, when you were here in town for the BKFC fights, I had the mobile gym on the back of a Jeep Gladiator, and you walked up and you're like,
"Oh yeah!"
He told me the story.
Then,
he told me this.
And your whole camp told me that you were like an Olympic hopeful for the Haitian Olympic team, but you didn't make it, and like you're out of luck, and you're training on the back of my truck, and then you're like, "Hey, bro, no, I'm with the UFC." I'm like, "No way, that's cool."
Hey, that's hilarious.
What's up, man? Good to see you. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah,
for sure.
Matt called and told me that right away. All right, so let's bring it back. Obviously, you've been in the sport a long time. I'm curious, and I always ask fighters, that have been in it a long time, what's the biggest change, from 10 years ago, from 15 years ago?
I mean, life gives you those changes that you have to adjust to over and over and over again. I mean, 10 years ago, I was just settling into my UFC career. The biggest worry I had was like, oh, what's my dog going to eat tonight? Fast forward 10 years later, and here I am being a single father, trying to balance co-parenting and raising two kids, running a business, having a fighting career, and anything else like that. So life definitely added more challenges and more obstacles into trying to be present and focused on the task at hand from time to time. But at the end of the day, I'm just grateful, appreciative for it all. I mean, as much changes that took place over the last couple of years, I'm just thankful for it all.
Do you talk to the younger fighters? Because I've always said this, from back in the day. And, what does a fighter do? They don't plan ahead. They don't start a business. They don't have things. And then when their fighting career is over, they become a coach. There's so much more than just that. Are you kind of like, talking to some of the young fighters and even the more veterans that haven't thought ahead?
Yeah, I mean, for me, when it comes to talking to my peers, younger fighters, or else may be, I have a very unique approach to how I do that. Like, even when someone's asking me for coaching advice, at this point in my life, I've had so many experiences. I've been fortunate to see almost anything that the sport has to offer. So I tend to coach and give advice from the lens of mistakes that I made. Like, anyone can read a book and tell you how to do something correctly, but very few people can actually live the life you're trying to live and then tell you from their experiences the mistakes that they made and things they could have done better or different to potentially get a different outcome. So that's like every lesson I've learned, every loss that I've taken, everything that I've experienced throughout my fight career, I feel like sharing those shortcomings, sharing those mishaps, sharing those losses with my peers, the next generation, or whomever, is an opportunity for me to help them grow best, as opposed to trying to tell them only the quote unquote right things to do. Like everyone can read a book on like, oh yeah, these are the investments you look into, or this is how you should finish your Kimura, but who actually knows the pressure of like trying to pull a move off in a fight where you're down 2 rounds, the pressure's on, and everything else is going on like that. That's an experience that you can only get by going through it. And I'm very fortunate to have had a lot of those experiences.
You know, I so like hearing that, because it reminds me of back in the day. You know, we would sit in the lobby of MGM or Mandalay, and there'd be, 3 fighters, 2 media people, a fan, and just kind of talking and kind of learning from each other. And I kind of feel like that hasn't been happening the last X amount of years. I don't know if it's, more money, more exposure, more this or more that, but that's the things that I think I miss the most of the old UFC is what you are presently doing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of camaraderie that's not as available as it once was. There's like a influx of like an overload of information, I would even say, where it's like, just because like 10 years ago we didn't have the opportunity to, or 15 years ago I should say, we didn't have the opportunity to just jump online and look up different moves and techniques and try to figure out different strategies for opponents and that kind of thing. And now we have so much of this information available that you kind of lose sight of being able to connect with someone who's actually done it and be able to learn from them directly what it is. Like when you look at social media, everyone posted their highlights, but no one posts the actual difficulty that it takes to get to that point. I mean, sometimes we'll see some of it where someone will even post their quote unquote downfalls, just posting a matter that's still shows the highlight. Like they'll show an injury that they had a year ago, and they'll show the win of a fight that they had this past weekend, and try to make it seem like the two are related, where it just simply is not. But going through the experiences where you have to fight through injuries, going through the experience where you have to fight through grief, go through the experience where you have to deal with all the other things that life has to offer and still find a way to get it done. Those are things that only happen with face-to-face conversations or over-phone conversations with someone who's already been able to walk that path.
Very good. We are talking to Neil Magny. Before we end, obviously, what's the business that you started?
So I have an construction business that I run, and I also manage rental properties.
Well, where's the construction company? Because we need some construction companies down here in the Tampa Bay area.
Unfortunately, I'm based out of Colorado. Hopefully one day I can expand across the country, but currently I'm just based out of Colorado.
Dang it, because I need to build a radio career.
Well, we might have to talk, because I've got some contacts, in the Denver area.
Nobody can construct that, Matt. Nobody can.
Let me ask you this, Neil. How much of the game is mental? Obviously, we know it's physical, but, correct me if I'm wrong, this fight was scheduled. You were scheduled to fight a couple of weeks ago. So that's got to be, mental, that you have to turn it on, turn it off, turn it back on.
Yeah, I mean, right now for me, it's literally 100% mental. Even going into my fight with Alonzo on Saturday night, I feel like where I need to be mentally is far more important than anything I've done physically to this point. My last couple of fights were against young, hungry up-and-comers, and unfortunately I've ended up losing those 2 fights. So a lot of people now are suggesting, oh, hey, look, you're fighting a peer. You're fighting a guy who's about the same age as you and this and that. Accepting that ideology, accepting that thought process can allow me to get complacent, where I feel like, oh yeah, you're right, I am fighting another quote unquote old dude. I got this one in the bag. We're about to go shine. But the reality of it is, Alonzo is just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than those past opponents that I've faced. So I need to be in a place locked in mentally and realize the difficulty that lies ahead of me going into this fight on Saturday night. And just kind of lead with that. Lead with knowing that I'm going there and literally have to put on the best performance of my career thus far against a very dangerous opponent. And locking in mentally with that idea in mind will allow me to be victorious come Saturday night.
How difficult is it for you to move on, whether it's after a victory or after a loss? I mean, does it take time? Does it take more of the mental aspect, or can you just, all right, that's over, let's move ahead?
Some are definitely more difficult to get over than others, but for me,
my coping mechanism is just getting busy. So after win, after loss, when I'm getting overwhelmed by emotions, I just jump right into the next project, whether it's like, oh, cool, I'm going to go out and build this, or I'm going to remodel this property, or I'm going to go focus on this trip with the family. Whatever it is, I just jump right into doing something that keeps me busy, keeps me occupied. And once I'm able to complete whatever said task it was, whether it's taking time to spend on vacation with my boys or building something, that sense of accomplishment that you feel immediately after doing something kind of takes over the feeling of like what happened weeks prior with a loss or a win.
Is it still just as much fun now as it was when you first started?
Oh, absolutely. Probably even more fun now. I mean, like now that my kids are able to come to the gym for me, that kind of thing, and they're able to recognize certain things, it's cool to have that experience. Like I brought my two sons with me to my sports performance workout last week, and they walk in and they can see a picture of their dad on the wall from 12 years ago, and like, look, it's Daddy, and then seeing the excitement in their face, seeing the joy in their face, and seeing them trying to mimic what I'm doing in training. It just adds a whole nother level of like fun and enjoyment to everything I'm doing.
Well, I appreciate your time. I know that we have your address, and I'm glad that you brought up your child. How old are your kids?
5 and 3.
Perfect. So I always like to send a thank you package. So we're going to send you something from 8 Man Strong, but I also have a sponsor called Fantasy Pets, and they make 3-dimensional dinosaurs. And so I'm going to send each one of your children one of those, and they should get them in the next week or two.
Oh, no way. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Have fun this week. And don't forget, it's already scripted. So get a good birthday present.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Talk to you again real soon. That is Neil Magny back in the Octagon this weekend. And yeah, you told the story about that.
Yeah.
Last time.
Well, just random people jumping on the back of my truck. And, I knew he was an athlete. I could tell. I didn't know who he was, just by recognition.
I love when other people screw with Matt.
But yeah, and he said he is a hopeful for the Haitian Olympic team. They didn't.
Well, that's why he didn't react right away when you brought it up.
But I was like, wow. But yeah, I mean, spotlight you live in is bright. Hulk Hogan had the brightest one.
Yeah.
And,
may they all rest in peace. I think we're at the top of the hour. A great show. Had a lot of fun. I think we're going to drive out to Hogan's shop right now.
Let's go out.
And we'll film some stuff and put it on the YouTube channel. Everybody have a great week.
To the goat.
Catch us this weekend at the Tampa Bay Comic Convention. See you, everybody.
Mecca high, Mecca honey ho.
Yo, maniacs. Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to Knockout Radio. So what you gonna do?
Got bills and looking for work, but nobody is hiring? Staff Zone is, as the leading provider of commercial construction, industrial, and special event staffing throughout the Southeast, Texas, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and many other locations. Staff Zone has plenty of work for you, and they need you now. Don't wait. Go to www.staffzone.com and find a branch closest to you. Work today, get paid today. That's the Staff Zone way. 8 Man Strong is not simply about the biggest or strongest. It's about those who have survived true lows, suffered, faced demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you are bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8 Man Strong.
WTAN,
FM,
Clearwater,
106.1,
WDCF, Dade City.
FM, 3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The Federal Reserve left interest rates unchanged today. Business reporter Jason Brooks has the details.
Unlike prior decisions, the vote to keep the federal funds rate at 4.25% to 4.5% was not unanimous, with Fed members Michelle Bowman and Christopher Waller each voting to lower rates by a quarter point. The decision to hold steady was expected, and the Fed backed up the decision by pointing out a low unemployment rate and inflation remaining somewhat elevated.
The decision comes after a better than expected report on the economy. Kelly O'Grady of Money Watch.
It was a good number. We grew in the second quarter 3% in comparison to negative growth in the first quarter.
President Trump has announced an additional 40% tariff on Brazil, bringing the total duties to 50%. Earlier, he imposed a 25% tariff on India and unspecified penalties for buying Russian oil. He also